Hey, Suge. Hold on.
What it do? My bad. I was drinking some water.
Yo, Suge, guess what?
What's up?
The price just keeps going up, baby. Let's go.
Apparently, it does. Look, we're here. We're going to talk some Schmodown. We're going to talk about all the things going on in the world of Schmodown. It's been an exciting week. SFTR is like, what, 2 weeks away?
A week and a half.
Week and a half. That is crazy. That is crazy.
A week
we're going to be hanging out
Saturday.
That is crazy. I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome to hang out with all of you in person and everybody. Yeah, we got a special guest tonight. Her name rhymes with alimony, but she be breaking necks and cashing checks. She's the new star in the podcast world. And she's really a good person.
That's right, Corey. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Exactly. Well, unless you go to Walmart. Excuse me. I gotta stay hydrated because I drank way too much this week. If you guys missed the show on Saturday, that was a 4-hour show.
Yeah, I woke up and I see 4-hour show on Watt Real Entertainment. Like,
oh, right. It went off the rails real quick, and we had a lot of people on. Shout out to everybody show up, but this person was on the show that day, and she made her Watt. What is it? Watt premiere. Premiere on Saturday, but she's here to talk with us about some Schmodown, and that is the great Allison Salamone. What?
What up?
How you doing, Allison?
It's my new thing. I'm doing the finger guns now. Ever since I watched Spider-Man 3 today for the first time, and it was awful until emo Peter Parker showed up and starts like strutting down he starts strutting down the street and he's doing the finger guns and all the chicks. So like that's my new thing now.
That movie gets too much hate, in my opinion.
It does, but Galaxy Geeks, yes, Matt has done a 4-hour show, but Matt wasn't drinking the whole time of that 4-hour show. I was. There was a point in the middle of the show.
They were talking.
I know. Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, I drank that whole show. Allison knows, and I actually left the middle of the show to get more alcohol.
To go get more alcohol. I was the only one, I think, in there because I've been doing a sober November. I kind of started at the end of October just to getting my own health and stuff back together. So I was the most only sober individual in there. So that was a good time. Left me in charge, which was
Allison, I'm always sober, so I'm right there with you.
Oh, I wasn't.
Finger guns.
I wasn't Saturday. I wasn't Saturday or Sunday. So 2 days straight, I was hammered. But we will not talk about my drinking habits.
Jeff was sober. Jeff was sober too. He was sipping on the Dr. Pepper.
Bullshit.
Yeah, because Jeff hasn't been feeling well lately, right?
Oh, really? Jeff actually was sober. Jeff, he was sober as a shock. And look at this, my man Jesse Swift, the man who has my heart.
I'm gonna be hanging out with them later on this week too. I think so. That's gonna be fun.
You just hanging out.
I'm in demand, guys. I'm in demand. I'm so popular
Apparently. Now. You are.
Let it get to my head.
Yeah. Too late. But yeah. If you like that, I think I'm going to be doing that more often. Friday night hangouts, Saturday night hangouts. So stay tuned.
Especially Schmodown wanting now. Might as well replace Schmo Me the Real with hangouts.
It was fun. Much. I had a good time Saturday night with y'all.
Yeah, really good time. But Matt, we're here to talk Schmodown, so let's get into it, buddy.
Man, we got the first match. Our first match of the week was Griffey Nooms versus Bibbs. What a classic!
That was a wild match. Absolutely wild match. That was probably the first match since Nooms started in this season that I was actually nervous about going into it. Like it was the one where I thought that, someone was going to give him a good run for his money because no one really has up until that point. So, and I was not disappointed on that. I mean, that's exactly what happens. I mean, but those goddamn round one questions were fucking brutal. Goddamn PJ and PLD.
Well, I mean, it's tournament time. It's tournament time. These are going to be
even for tournament time. And I'm not knocking them in a bad way about it. I think that when you have people that have shown they have they're at the caliber and the level that they're at, you have to challenge them, right? Otherwise, it's just going to be a back and forth, bang, 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 bang kind of match, right?
Yeah.
So you have to challenge people like that, and that's exactly what they did. And of course, it comes down to those goddamn 3 and 5 point questions all the time. It feels like
absolutely.
Lately.
I've said it before. The 5-pointer decides so many matches. The 3 and the 2 can too. We've obviously seen it with Bateman and in big matches where it's decided matches. But 3 and 5-pointers, especially the 5-pointer, you can have a great game, and if you miss your 5-pointer, it can send you into overtime. And look, I know a lot of people are high on Griffey Newman's right now. I kind of said it on Saturday. I believe, other than Video Drew, he really hadn't played anybody to the caliber where you would say, "All right, he's arrived."
I don't think that's true.
I think it is. Video Drew was really
Page.
Page is a rookie though. He's played 4 rookies. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she beat Bateman. It doesn't matter if she beat Bateman. She's still a rookie. She's still a rookie. But I think with this win, I think you really got to give it up for Nooms and be real. Like, look, he's legit, and he's going into a match with we'll talk about going into Barbarian. He's going into a match with Barbarian, which was a crazy match too. But I think.
But at the end of the day, though, he's right now combined. He's what 10-0 right now with his
I think he's 10-0
and with teams and his singles run. Yeah. So, I mean, you regardless of how you think his schedule was, he's still killing it. Not only is he killing it, but then how many he has 1 KO, he has a TKO. He won against Bibbs and Sudden Death, and teams they have a TKO against Press Room. Like,
I mean, you play. Yeah, you play who's in front of you. I mean, we were just talking about it right now about college football, and where Matt was crying about Georgia. Oh, well, you haven't played a real offense. Look, you play who's in front of you, and if you beat who's in front of you,
I agree with that.
That's just how it is. And I'm not trying to knock Newman, but when you stack people up for awards or things like that, you're looking at, well, who did they play? And let's be honest, up until Bibbs, Drew was his strongest competition. Granted, Horowitz, everyone was high on him, and then he crumbled like a cookie in a live event.
Oh, it was so great to watch too. I was there for it. It was fucking fantastic.
Jacoby Brackhoff, everyone was high on him. He didn't really have that. Like, remember when the year started, everyone was like, Jacoby's going to be the best of all of them. Amaru played was way. I'm not trying to diss, but Amaru was way better. I think Peggy did a really good job. Christy V, for her manager skills and entertainment value, she did really good. So I just think that when you look at who Nooms played, it wasn't that big of competition. I think it was Drew, Page, and Jacoby were his best competition. But now he's beat Bibbs, and now we're gonna go.
Love you, Jesse.
We're gonna go.
Leo.
But Hoik made his single debut.
But Hoik had still played great matches. That Leo, I can see Leo's argument there. It's not like Hoik was a slouch.
He wasn't a slouch. No, he wasn't a slouch. But it was his first time playing. I mean, what I think he's Leo. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Hoik is hasn't won a match in teams at all either. I think he's 0 something, and then he was 0 and now he's 0-1 in singles. So again, not knocking Nooms. I mean, he's showing up and he's playing and he's doing a great job. But I think
the difference between how I feel about Newman and how everyone else feels about Newman, and I feel like I have to constantly tell people about this, is I was a Newman fan for his trivia knowledge outside of Schmodown. Long before I knew Schmodown, I knew Griffin Newman from, Blank Check and his movie career and from other podcasts that he's been on. So I knew him coming in. When they say that he could be the next Dan Murrell, it's not a joke.
No,
he really could be. The guy stopped playing movie trivia, retired from movie trivia, bar trivia and shit like that, because he kept winning. It just wasn't fun for him to do anymore. So
Allison, I want to say I'm right there with you, because the Ragent himself, Taylor Cleek, the agent to Rick Radis, we hung out with him for the draft. We hung out with him and Rick Radis, and as soon as Newman was drafted, he straight up said, "That is the next Dan Murrell." I'm telling you right now, he'd been preaching to the choir about the George Lucas talk show and the Blank Check podcast. So I wasn't sleeping on him. I was ready to see.
No,
if he
and
lived
not
up to
only
the
that
hype.
is, you got to look at it too from a lot of things that people keep saying. Well, everyone had high hopes for Adam Collins after his rookie season, and they keep kind of make those comparisons. But at the end of the day, with the season that Nooms has come in on and the evolution that's happened within that season, with the way that the questions are being written, and then still even more so continuing that, like with his match against Bibbs, he just keeps evolving with it. So I don't see Newman crashing and burning in his next season. I think he's just going to keep excelling, and people are going to want to keep hating on him.
Well, I think
that's fine.
Well, we talked about it before with Adam Collins. There was nowhere for Adam Collins to go. He couldn't go up. He was already champ, so he was going to have a disappointing season no matter what. It just happened that it was a worse disappointing season.
We got a Streamlabs from Allison likes Mexicans. Do I like Mexicans or no?
Hold up. We gotta play it then. Hold up. We gotta play it. We gotta play it then.
I mean, my guess is this, man.
Fucking Bucks. Suge got drunk. Suge got drunk at on that Saturday Night Hang and tried to get me canceled. Is what happened.
I did not try to get you canceled. Don't even
try to get me canceled.
Don't even go there
before my career. You tried to get me canceled.
Whoa! So who gave this man an invite? But I'll add him to the stream anyways. Jake Iacovetta?
Who do you think gave him the invite?
Are you mad?
No, I'm not. I'm happy. I'm just shocked. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't send Jake an invite. Who sent Jake an invite?
This is why I'm never going to be invited back again now.
I'll invite you back. Should maybe a different story.
Oh, I don't care. I like Jake, man. But Jake's gonna try to kill everybody in Spectacular Weekend.
Jake got to have a beer the size of his leg the other day, and he was happy as all hell.
I seen your tweet. I saw your tweet. I saw your tweet, Jake. I know you're gonna try to kill everybody or everybody you come in contact with, as far as alcohol poisoning.
Waken Jake. That's a good one. That's a good one, Jesse.
There you go. But going back to what I was saying. Adam Collins had only one way to go, and that was down. He was going to have a disappointing season no matter what because he was the champion. And I think with Newman, what I do agree with you, Allison, is with Newman, he has the best of both worlds. He's able to play trivia, and he has the character aspect down. So I think that's going to serve him well. He's going to get matches because he's entertaining. He's going to win matches because of his movie trivia. So I do give him that. I think he's going to be he's here to stay. Like we all know Kevin Smith. We're like, oh, okay, he's going to play a couple times. He's probably done. Jericho, same thing. I think David Del Rio. I think Griffey Nooms. I think Horowitz possibly. There's a lot of these celebrity players who legit look like, okay, no, they could be in this league for a while. And so I think
for myself. Here's the good news.
Jesse, you have only one way to go now. You have only one way, and that's up.
Oh, Jesse.
Hey, send Jesse the link.
Oh God,
bring him in here.
Let's bring Jesse in.
I'll send him. I got
him. I got it. I love Jesse. Quit that. I got our mom on it.
Jesse's great.
Jesse might be taking care of his sick wife though.
I invited myself on his fundraising stream.
Yes.
And then of course he's working. Boo.
Oh God damn it. My burger order is running late. This
Fuckers.
is bullshit.
Jake, how many have you had tonight, bud?
Burgers or beers?
Beers. Drinks.
No,
not much. Like 6. I'm not like bad.
That's not bad. Trust me, that's not bad.
For us mere mortals, it's different.
Oh,
that's breakfast.
Monday for Jake.
Jesus Christ.
Wait until Spectacular. He's gonna have a 12-pack before he wakes up.
Goddamn helicopters.
Jake's gonna be tailgating in the parking lot of the Globe. We're gonna like, Jake, what are you doing?
Hold on. I tailgated this weekend. I tailgated this weekend. I wish we could tailgate for Schmodown. Oh, it'd be amazing. It would probably only be like 100 people, but it would be amazing. It would be the best thing ever.
I actually did that. And,
hi, Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Hello, Brandy.
No, I actually did tailgate in Orlando with what was it? It was Frank Janish, Chris Clark, or not Chris Clark. Aaron Turner, and Kyle, the one that always does the woo at the front of the stage.
Yeah.
He had a trunk full of beers.
Oh God.
And it was pouring down rain, and we were just out there fucking smashing beers, waiting for
in the parking lot of the fucking plaza. That's so. I know exactly where that is. Like I used to go to shows there all the time, way back in the day. Like the fact that you're just sitting out in the parking lot of that place, smashing beers, cracks me up because I know how
But that's only pre-gaming. The tailgate, you got the grilling, you got the music playing. Like you do it all up.
Well, that was after I bought out every Jell-O shot that they had in the venue.
Sounds about right.
Jake, what do you do for a living?
On brand.
He can't tell you.
He can't tell us. He can't tell you. If he tells you, he has to kill you.
I work for the government, man.
I know. If they let Jake in, they let anyone in, apparently.
I mean, my mother works.
I'm good at what I do. Fuck you, Allison.
I know you are, Jake. Love you.
It might explain what working for the government may also explain why he drinks so much.
Very true. Very true.
I don't drink.
Nope. That's water. It's Bud Light. It's water. It's fine. It's all good. This is so fun. I'm so glad I'm here again.
Allison, this is like 4 days in a row I've been on the stream with you.
I know. We're becoming best friends. Kelly's going to start getting jealous. I keep calling everyone my best friend.
Should have tried to say Allison doesn't know who you are, Jake. Wait, what?
What? When did I say that?
You said that on Saturday. You said Allison only said
he doesn't remember Saturday.
Jake, I was drunk. Okay, I don't remember half the shit I said on Saturday.
You said Allison only said hi to you because she doesn't know you yet. Like, no, bro. We fucking know each other.
Jake and I are such good friends.
I don't remember saying that, but I'll have to go back and look at the video. I don't remember saying that.
You'll have to skim through 4 hours of video.
Very much.
I don't think I would have but without, Kelly and without Jake, I probably never would have even considered being a general for sure. So, wouldn't have any of the friends that I have.
Sloop.
There you go. I think at one point, Matt, Robert Parker was in the stream.
Yeah.
He was. I brought him in. That's my other new BFF. I love Parker.
Parker was there. Saul tried to come in, but his internet didn't work.
He tried.
I don't know. I just know people were jumping in left and right. And
I just got off like an hour-long fucking phone call with Saul.
Does his phone actually work versus his internet?
he's good. He's doing all right.
So, all right, let's get back to talking about the Schmodown matches.
When
was the last time you talked Schmodown, Jake?
We don't do that anymore.
1984.
That's when I was born.
How the fuck was I supposed to know that?
Oh, you're older than me, Jake? No, I'm older than you. No, you're older than me. I can't math. That's nice. I'm so glad I'm not the oldest anymore.
I mean, Shug's the oldest one here. Motherfucker's like 45.
Yeah, I'm the oldest here.
I was born in 86, so
I'm 83. I'm 83.
Yes.
You old.
I turned 35 this year, and I had a bit of a crisis with it.
You don't look it.
The week. Well, oh, thanks. Tell me more nice things. The week before I turned 35, I got fired from my job. So it was a crisis of a September. Let me tell you. Just saying. So just with a quick. Yeah, it was rough, but I'm here. We're good now. I'm thriving. I'm great.
I'm digging 30. I'm digging 37.
We're ending 2021 on nothing but positivity. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be fine. Life's fine. So,
life is fine.
But no, Jake, what do you think of the match the Bibbs Griffey Nooms match this week?
I actually have not watched the matches from the last week. I was out in Texas.
You were in Texas, right? Yeah.
Oh wow.
I fast forwarded to the end to see who won, but I didn't actually watch the matches.
Fair. Are you happy with the outcome then?
I'm fine with it. I don't give a fuck.
He won't say it. No, Jake's a fan of Griffin Newman too. I know it. He is.
Oh, Griffey's the man. I love that dude.
See, should you gotta get on the train? You gotta get on the wagon. I'm gonna start calling you Red Rider because you're on the wagon. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you on the wagon.
I gotta say, Griffin absolutely killed it. You gotta love what he did.
And then you get into Janine and Barbarian, where that's a match 11-14.
Yeah,
11-14 is how that match ends. 11-14.
So,
like, what a brutal match.
That was like some Whitney and shit.
Wow.
Jay.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
It's just insane.
There's a reason. That's my guy, though. I love that dude.
But Janine and Barbarian.
I mean, good for Janine. Janine had a fantastic run in the tournament where she kept getting counted out, and things really went her way. I mean, up against Kalinowski, there's like kind of the first, formidable opponent, and he gets opponent's choice, and she knows exactly that he just doesn't give a shit about classic movies or dance movies or whatever. So, she gets to like take him through the ringer with it, and then she gets with Dan, and it's it is what it is. He misses his 3 and his I think he missed his 5 too, right? Like he missed both his 3 and his 5. So I mean, she had a really, really impressive run for sure. But just between the two of them, that match was brutal. That was a tough one to get through, just with how low scoring it was.
I think if Janine had won that one, she would have locked up comeback player of the year for me.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that, but
she's gonna be nominated.
Yeah, she's gonna be nominated.
I
think ultimately it's gonna come down to her and JTE.
No, I think it's Demolanta. I still think
you're the only person who thinks Demolanta should, and I get your reasoning.
But what did JT? I know. Hold up. Not about Demolanta.
I understand your reasoning.
But what did JT really do? He didn't win a tournament. He didn't win a belt. He won a tournament. What tournament did he win? He didn't win a tournament. Deirdre's won the tournament. They didn't win a tournament.
You're right.
Didn't do shit.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. I see Janine. You absolutely should give her consideration. Jeremy Miller saying that I think Janine already has won it.
Second. You can take me out.
Yeah, I don't think Janine did enough to. I mean, what is she? First off, she had I think last year she was 1. She was 0-1 in IG,
1-2 in singles or something like that.
1-2 in singles. Finished the year on a win, which I'm fine with. Like I said, she should be absolutely nominated, absolutely. But if you're like really considering what comeback player of the year is, like,
and not paid for definition.
Demolanta came from one of the most devastating losses ever.
And I understand.
And then played one of the best games and then defended twice.
But you're going based off of a storyline thing. I go based off of play. That's just ultimately how I do it.
How is it off of not play? Was it storyline?
Because his play was already top tier, Shug. It's not like
his play was not top tier. He was 0-2 going into that season.
I go based off of the previous season. I don't care about 0-2 going into last season. What did he do last season? He was 2-1 last season with
2-1
with so he 2-1. That's not a big comeback. That's just continuing the improvement he was on. I don't look at it's a season to season thing. That's what a comeback player is to me.
But
so
when
again,
you think of a comeback, but when I
say story, because you asked how is that story? When I say story, feel good story, not like storyline, but the storyline of his rise from yes, that was an emotional, devastating loss, but he still had an overall good season last year. High accuracy percentage. Yes, his accuracy percentage was high last year. So you can't say he lost off of what was it, a word? He jumbled something up. That's it.
DeMolanta? No, he missed a 5-pointer.
Yeah, he missed a 5-pointer by mixing something up. That's what I'm talking about.
He just didn't know the 5-pointer.
Okay.
And I watched that match like crazy.
I totally understand comeback player of the year because I was such a huge Schmodown fan in season 7.
You were.
I was not here. I got nothing.
Corey Cameron says he was given a title shot.
But okay, hold up. And this is where I put that argument back. Okay, so he had a title shot because he played well in the tournament, had the most devastating loss, and then nobody gave him a chance against. Nobody gave him a chance against
the runner-up. Always either has a title shot or number one contender match. So that's
okay. Yeah, so you're proving my point. Like,
no, okay, but, no, Suge. So you just proved my point. Since he was the runner-up, he had a good season. End of story.
How do you have it? I'm not talking. Look at. I said he came back from the most devastating loss ever in the Schmodown.
Comeback players.
That to me is about
play. For example, the reason people say JTE. Well,
listen to me.
Hold on. The reason people are arguing JTE, like Leo Logan, JTE counts because he didn't play last season. Besides that, and the season before when he did play, he wasn't playing too hot. DeMolanta was a finalist last year. That is playing well. He was playing well last year. He was a tournament finalist.
He was a tournament finalist that lost.
Tournament finalist is a tournament finalist.
That should have won, and he lost. Ever? What do you mean ever? Buck?
I don't like when my two dads are fighting.
What are you talking about, Buck? I don't understand what Buck's talking about. Anyway, no, I'm just saying. To me, he came back from one of the most devastating losses ever. And then he played Alex Damon.
That's why Bug is saying ever should calm down because
how are you kidding me? So let's talk about that. You telling me
question. It's the
same. And it wasn't even so. Hold on. And I'm gonna say come down to one question. Ace,
I would take controls to mute both of you right now because you're shouting and I don't like it.
We're not shouting. This is how people of color talk.
We're like first take.
Yeah. No, look at Ace missed his 2-pointer. DeMolanta was winning that whole match. Everyone's assumed DeMolanta was going to win that match, and then Ace wins it on him missing a 5-pointer. Okay. Devastating loss, one of the worst devastating losses. Yeah, because he's a tournament finalist, he got the automatic rematch, which everybody assumed he was not going to win.
If he had gotten knocked out, I would, after being the favorite, I would have considered that a devastating.
Brandon, name me another devastating loss. Kevin Smith is the only other one, and it's the exact same thing that happened. It's the exact same thing. Comes down to a 5-pointer, they miss it. It's the exact same thing.
I would say his loss to Chandler was more devastating than
that wasn't because there was things going on behind the scenes. You know that.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason I'd say it was more devastating. No. Because Smet's playing even though he's not feeling the greatest. All this uncertainty going on around him in his head. He's in his own head.
That to me is not. That to me wasn't devastating. What was going on with them was devastating. But
Shug, you're proving my point because you're saying Andrew.
Did you get your burger, Jake? They're still fighting.
So did you they're still fighting. Saying Andrew, the way Andrew lost is what's devastating. But every other stat, he missed his 5, went nearly perfect the entire tournament. So therefore, that was a good run. That is not devastating.
How is it not devastating? You're 15-0 in the NFL. You go to the Super Bowl and you lose to the fucking Giants. That is devastating. He had a great match against Scrimshaw. He beats Molly Damon. Ace is on the other side beating people he shouldn't beat. He gets to the finals and everybody assumes that Andrew's going to win that. Merle over Bateman 2. I say Merle over Bateman 2, Corey. I think Merle over Bateman 2 was devastating for Bateman. So
Merle over Bateman 1. I actually agree with Corey.
I love that I can talk about this so much because I know all of it.
Well, Allison, if you're going to be in the podcast, you got to go back and watch them.
You got to go back and listen and watch the big ones.
I really do. No,
Corey, I think
honestly, with Mount Schmoedown, that's actually been kind of helpful because depending on whoever we're talking about or talking to, I'm like, oh, let me go.
Well, Allison, I've only watched Schmoedown for the last 2 years. Yeah. I'm a new fan too.
And Suge just binged the living hell out of the big stuff.
I binged living. I binged lived it, and then Jake will know. Jake knows this. I watch C2A. I watch C2A religiously to learn about Schmoedown, and that's where I got.
Before we stopped.
Before y'all self-imploded.
When they were the only podcast out there, other than I think Take 3 and Cinefanatics, but now there's like 30 different podcasts.
Hey, speaking of Cinefanatics, I chilled with Robert and Chris a couple days ago. Love those motherfuckers.
The Addams brothers, great guys. I love them. Sorry, it was like a delay for some reason.
Yeah,
but that was just Jake speaking really slowly because he's getting more and more drunk. That's where the delay came in.
Wait, Allison, now you're Allison. Now you're sober. Our friendship started with drinking challenges.
That's why I'm sober.
And then you went sober.
That's exactly why I went sober, because that day where I fell
asleep.
People
were sober because of you, Jake.
No. Okay. It was my fault because I was on a little beach getaway with friends of ours and I chose to wake up at 9 a.m. and start cracking my hard seltzers because we're going to the beach. And I knew Jake was in Orlando with the What the Show crew and everything. So I knew he was going to be partying. So I wanted to keep tabs. So I knew Jake likes to party. So I was just asking Jake what was up and where the fuck he was at with things. Because I had been drinking since 9 and he had only just started. And I told him that his little bitch ass needed to catch up. This, I think, were the exact words I said. But anyway, I digress.
Allison went hard on me.
Yeah.
So,
It's true. And now we're all done. So because I can't keep up. But anyway,
I'm gonna get another motherfucking beer.
Oh, you do that, Jake.
You do that. But no. No.
But back to what you guys were discussing, because I don't know shit about comeback player of the year, but I can talk about who I think would be rookie of the year and who I think.
We're definitely gonna get into that.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get into all that.
But I'll let you guys finish. I'll let you finish your argument.
Oh no! I mean, look.
Everyone agrees with not Suge.
Because they're all wrong. Because they're all wrong. So
you're the only one who thinks they're wrong.
Okay, we'll see when the votes come out.
Suge, at least I acknowledge, I understand your argument. I just don't agree with it.
That's fine. You don't look at when you're wrong. You don't agree with it. It's okay, Matt. That's fine.
Hey, by the way, can we put up that comment from Jesse real quick, because we've had some Spider-Man movies to watch, which is why I watched Spider-Man 3 today, because I'm gonna be hanging with them for some stuff. So they're 4 subs away from 200. So let's go.
Allison, you got to stop plugging things on other people's channels. Okay?
Look who's finally here, because he had to see Ghostbusters today. He couldn't wait or go yesterday like he said he was going to. It's Chris.
Corey.
My friend.
Hi, Allison. You're the only person I like on screen at the moment, because I'm about to cut Matt's ass up. First of all,
what about wait? You don't like me all of a sudden?
No, I like you, but y'all two bitching at each other, that shit gets older super quick. But Matt,
Okay, yeah, no, we're good.
Don't act like both of y'all weren't late to the show last week, and Chris did 20 minutes by himself. Don't act. Let's not act like that.
Hey! At least mine was for business purposes.
Chris, you get stuck on Cicero. Is that where you were stuck?
Made known a week ahead of time.
I was. Yes, I was going. It was a mess on Cicero by midway. It was
always a mess on Cicero. It's always a mess on Cicero. What are you doing going that way?
I was going to a theater even further. What's going on, Jake? What's good, brother? I was going even like further to a different theater because I had a certain showtime I wanted to hit so I can make it for this show. But then
the traffic
was awful, and then I had to go to a later showing. That was a whole hour later. But we're fine. Everything's fine. We're good.
Did you cry? Did Ghostbusters make you cry?
I did. I did shed a couple. My eyes got a little watery at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
ending lives up to the hype.
Chris, what did you miss?
On the cry train.
Allison, everything makes you cry. Allison.
I know, but I'm making sure everyone else can admit when they cry.
It was really good. The ending was very, very good.
So, Chris, you asked what you missed. We talked a little bit about Griffey Bibbs. Then we talked a little bit about
that was a good one.
Barbarian Janine. And then Shug went on his weekly rant about how Andrew should become black.
Oh no, I heard that. I heard that.
Wait, what happened? What I just missed?
No, I just said, and Shug went on his weekly rant how Andrew should become Back Player of the Year that he's been on for the last 6 months.
Gotcha. So then that means, now we've gone through both of those matches. So I guess now that Chris is here, we're into the championship match. We gotta hear how Chris feels about these other two. All that matters, Chris, how do you feel about Griffin Newman?
I said the winner of Bibiani Newman was going to be my favorite to win the tournament, and spoiler alert, like I was on something.
You also said the winner of Bibiani Newman would be a white guy,
which is also I'm on to something. I did. I said that, which I wasn't wrong.
That is a factual statement.
Yeah, it is.
I don't lie.
That's a Chris bit. He'll be like,
but Shug has like some weird hard on for Allison hating Mexicans.
Excuse me?
That was Saturday night.
You missed it Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Shug was trying to get me canceled, Chris. He thinks I'm coming for his gig. He thinks I'm coming for his job because I do it better than he does. And so he was trying to get me canceled.
Apparently.
To be fair, it's not that I do it better than Shug. I just look better, and that's really what it is. That's what
I'm not gonna lie.
You definitely look better than Shug.
Daddy, we're fighting, and I'm glad that Daddy is here to quality it. Thank you, Sean. Even though they'll still do it, even when I'm not here. Jesse, what's good, brother?
What's up, Jesse?
But no, Bibiani Newman was awesome. Winning sudden death matches are pretty damn rad to see nowadays, especially after the season that Bibiani and Newman had, and he stuck it out against the guy who's been killing the game, especially at those kind of matches for years now. Yes, we successfully got Buck canceled.
You're right, Jeremy.
Shug played that clip on Saturday.
Which one?
I'm not saying it because
the butt clip. The butt clip.
When he was with you,
his friend.
We played it. Yeah, we played it for Larry.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Larry.
God, we went 4 fucking hours on Saturday.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
It was wild. It was shenanigans the whole entire time. So Shug has been trying to get me canceled.
I'm not trying to get anybody canceled. I just speak facts. But Chris, going back.
Chris, going back to your thoughts.
Yeah. No. Bibiani missing a key 3 in that game. We'd be having a whole different narrative right now if the 3's answered, obviously. But I was shocked that it was that much of a lead. Granted, it was only 3 points, but every point matters in a game like this, especially this late in the tournament. But yeah, that match ruled. Machine Barbarian, that match happened, didn't it? It was rough. Like, and I felt bad because Janine
11-14.
Yeah.
Jesus
Janine
Christ.
this is the season that we've all been expecting.
Janine is the fucking homie.
I bet she's rad. But like in every
she's rad
this year.
Did you just say she's rad?
That is the most
she's rad and you're drunk, Two things in effect. But the Jesse in the chat, I'm going to try and break my record next year. Fuck 1-2. We're going 0-3. I don't know about that, Jesse. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't aim for that if I were you. But no,
he wants to get that comeback player of the year in season 10.
Yeah, there you go. No, season season 10. Yeah.
Jesse's gonna be the next Whitney.
No, but if what's it call it? By Shook standards, Jesse, what you got to do is you got to go to a tournament, go perfect essentially the entire time, lose the final.
Fuck you, Buck.
And then next year, once you get your title opportunity, then your comeback player of the year. That's what, if we're being frank.
Chris, you can't show up in the middle of the show trying to talk shit, okay?
Yes, you can.
Now you're moved.
I totally can talk my shit. But Noom's Barbarian, what a collapse.
Yeah.
From the Barbarian in that speed round, dude. That speed round, talk about it, that was shit that was rough to watch. That speed round was rough.
That speed round was real tough. I mean, you can see the Barbarian starting to collapse in the kind of in the wheel round when he started getting some things wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like he started showing his hand a little bit, and then, you know, Noom's only going for 1 point in the betting round. I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, I understand it probably wasn't his forte, but I think he kind of doubted it. And he had a couple bad mess ups too with Shrek 3. Like the bro knows his animation. He just overthought it, you know, but like the big equalizer for him was clearly that speed round, because he was able to make up, you know, 9 points essentially with Barbarian only getting 1. And I mean, that was hard. That was hard to say.
That is wow.
That was almost as bad as Perry's speed round in the teams match.
The thing with Barbarian too, Allison, you mentioned like his round 2. He got the same category in back-to-back matches. Yeah. So you would think that
you
like
strength up on it,
or that he was already very good at it. But I mean, don't get me wrong, he didn't do astronomically bad in the second round. But that third round, and Noom's got 7 points out of that, and Barbarian only got 1. So it's a tough swing, and that's what made the match. But Allison, to your point, as much as we all love Griffey Nooms, and if you don't love Griffey Nooms, come on, it's not too late to jump on the bandwagon before next weekend.
Radio Flyer, baby, that's what I'll call you. I'll give you the nickname.
But now we're like what you said, Allison. We're seeing some kinks in the armor almost. Like
1,000%.
He's had an incredible season, arguably the best season we've ever seen in the Schmodown.
But those kinks in the armor is because the questions. But but on that same plane, when you go back to his match against Bibbs and you look at that first round, almost every question that Newman got wrong, Bibbs also was struggling on.
Right.
So it may show that, you know, Griffin Newman is human. Yes, he's not superhuman, but he's clearly right up there as a rookie with some of the most elite players in the game. If he's going and getting the exact same things, it's not like he's getting different things wrong from Bibbs the entire first round.
Right.
They struggled in those first, I want to say the first 3 questions. Both of them struggled. So, you know,
I get what you're saying, Allison, but what I was saying going into the spectacular match now is let's look at it logically. Marisol won the belt, had a quick turnaround, played a great game against Chance, and then has been sitting now for about a month and a half. She's had time to relax, to get ready, watch the tournament.
She'll be all right.
And this is why I don't get me wrong. I think Griffin Newman is playing. Like I said, he's got the character down. He's got the trivia down. I think people are sleeping on Marisol now. She had a month and a half now to relax, get ready for this match, and she's going to be more prepared.
Marisol and Adam are like a couple now.
Yes.
So, like them training together, that's a whole nother.
And let's be honest. And Adam said it on her channel this year. She's kind of been the A player of that team this year.
Oh yeah,
she you know. And so if you and look, we're gonna get to the award talks because I think a lot of people are, like I said earlier, are on
C2A. Yeah, no, don't vote for
if C2A wins again, it'd be great.
If C2A even gets nominated,
C2A is my dark horse for after
don't vote for us.
C2A is my dark horse.
I don't think. Here's my thing. I'm not sleeping on Marisol. I think it's going.
No
to
one
be
should.
I think it's going to be a close game.
Never.
I just think
so excited for that match because would I love to watch Marisol defend again? Of course I would. I freaking again cried in New York City when she beat Chance because it's something to see women in this league being so bad.
You cry if you see a fucking feather drop on the ground.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Mind your business, Jake. So.
Yeah, but I think especially this year, and that's when we get into the award talk. Marisol's undefeated this year.
It's POV.
We're not talking about podcasts, Jake. God damn it!
I'm talking about motherfucking podcasts. I'm actually leaving though. I gotta go.
Oh,
love you, Jake. See you in a week and a half.
What's up, brother? C2A, the dark horse after show of the year.
See y'all
Bye,
next
Jake.
week.
Appreciate you. Love you.
I'm gonna kiss Jake right in the forehead when I see him. He's not gonna like it. I have a feeling.
You got to be careful of that hat. I don't think he washes that hat.
I'm gonna have my mask on, so if anything, I just have to wash the mask.
I would change your mask. I would just wear a different mask in general.
Disposable mask.
Yeah, and this is another
my
thing
go-to
too.
mask.
Where is it?
No, Chris, you gotta wear the work mask.
The medical mask.
Oh yeah,
all right, go ahead.
Griffey having two matches at the expo and having two matches and going to be at the expo. It's a lot for him. That's going to be a lot. So
it is, and that's why I think Khan has to play at a high level, especially for that team's match. Because
for sure, I'm more nervous. I'm more nervous about the team's match for Newman and Khan than I am for the title match for Newman because Newman does great when he's relying on himself. And I think Khan is also a phenomenal player. But again, in that press room match, you could see where his nerves were getting to him. And he kept feeling like he kept apologizing to Newman. And I understand that there was he had also just gotten home from work. There was other factors that kind of went into his play. And it's a bummer because he really is such a good player. And I love everything that he's doing as well. I think that was the team that I was actually worried about Danger Zone going up against the most was King Arthur. And then of course, that press room loss happened. Yeah. But that's where I can see them. That's the match that I see them losing. Meanwhile, I can see Griffin I can see the potential for Griffin to beat Marisol. Not saying it's 100% going to happen and Marisol doesn't stand a chance, but I have higher hopes of him getting that belt than I do the team's belt.
So here's what I want to say. If I'm the exchange, I'm having Griffin focus more of his energy on the Marisol match.
Yep.
And there's a reason as to why. Mathematically, if Mike defends, Corruption's up 1 point in the standings. That means it comes down, especially if Shazam beats King Arthur, it comes down to Marisol Griffin no matter what. That's what this looks like.
That'd be so rad. Oh my god.
So if King Arthur loses and Mike defends, it comes down to Marisol and Griffin, and that's it. That is the dream scenario for Christian. Yeah. That is the dream scenario, because what better way to end Spectacular than, because it would be the exact opposite of last year where the freaking match, the whole faction champion was decided in the first match, and then everybody's like, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Well, then, I mean, because then again, it's also the flip side. Like, if Parker beats Kalinowski?
If Parker beats Kalinowski, then Marisol's under more pressure to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know next week we're going to talk about it way.
I mean, you're always wrong, Chris. But go ahead.
Dan, they threw me off for a second because you're right. But if Parker wins against Mike, and hypothetically, again, this is all one big hypothetical. If King Arthur beats Shazam,
then it's over.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done. That's what I said.
So I know.
In Christian's, what is probably Christian's dream scenario, it is Shazam beating King Arthur, Mike retaining, and then it comes down to that last match of the night, because then it's literally a match for all the marbles.
Thanks, bro.
Well, Jesse, you're by yourself then.
I defend Chris. I love Chris.
I
Chris
defend Chris.
Thanks, Boo.
Wait. If we screenshot our spin from the real chat, you do not defend Chris at all.
No, you can ask Chris. I defend Chris on a lot of stuff.
What happens in the spin from the real chat stays in the spin from the real chat, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean,
Chris, you
parents
take any of the advice that I was sending you yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I have, and it's we're
going good.
It's not. I'm not. I wasn't. I didn't take all of it. And I know for all the peeps watching, and we're not talking about it here, but I appreciate.
We all know what
Chris
is talking about.
Chris turn bright red, but
no, we're fine.
Like the Feelers are going good. They're
the feel. Yes.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. But Schmodown movie trivia. No. So seeing Barbarian, like, it's crazy. How is it crazy to say that Nooms got lucky twice?
Not. I would say he got lucky one.
Because that Bibiani missing the 3.
That's where he got lucky, is Bibiani missing the 3 for sure. But again, it came down to Bibiani missing 3, but he still had to know that movie release date, which Bibbs is notoriously bad at. So, because, and it's always, and at the end of the day, like, when you really think about it, are they really playing each other? Or are they playing fucking PJ and Paul and their dumbass fucking questions?
That's what it felt like watching.
Leave my friends alone.
I love them. It is, but it is, it's wild. And so when you have those kinds of changes, what are you going to do? You just got to kind of go with it. So Bibbs missed a 3, and then now we're in sudden death. And now it really just comes down to who misses first. And it just, unfortunately, it was Bibbs. He just does not know movie release dates the way that Griffin Newman does. But on the flip side, it could have been a franchise, that Newman doesn't know for whatever reason, or something that he's typically bad at, that, like Hitchcock, that he got from them. So it's like, we know that that's not his biggest cup of tea. So it always could just kind of, it's just how the questions fall sometimes.
And the Bibbs missing the 3, that was the second where I'm like, oh fuck, like anything's possible now. Anything's possible. And then with Barbarian and Nooms, right? And yeah, like it could be like Barbarian had to hit his 5 and then it's back to Nooms. Okay, yeah, sure, like that also is a thing. But that sizable lead,
shit the bed,
5-point lead, and now you're down 1. Or and
that has nothing to do with, and that's not Nooms' luck. That's Barbarian shitting the bed in the speed round.
Right,
essentially, it's, you hate saying, because he seems like a great guy and he has been a great player, but the speed round just did not go his way, and that comes down to the questions being asked and how you play it. Shit like Sally Fields, and there's no challenges in the speed round, and then the dumbass benefit of the doubt rule that I'm sure Sam Levine would have been throwing around because that's what he does. But like at the end of the day, those swings happen because that's what 5-rounders are meant to do. I think that's why they do that. What'll be interesting is watching Newman go from the fast money round to a buzzer round.
Yep. Which Marisol has got to do twice now.
Right.
So Marisol knows how to do the buzzer.
And Griffey's doing it twice in one night.
Yeah.
So let's also keep that in mind.
And he's doing it with one of those times. He's doing it with the team, so he doesn't have complete control.
Right.
In that buzzer round.
I think going into this, I think going for Newman for the Shazam match. I think Matt's right. He needs to concentrate on Marisol. Khan, and look, I'm not trying to disrespect Khan because Khan has come out and said, he had some things going on, but he's going to be fresh for Spectacular. Khan has to be the A player that night. If Nooms right now, Nooms is undefeated.
I wouldn't say
he hasn't lost.
No, I agree.
Hold on, Matt. Let me just finish real quick. He hasn't lost. Yeah, he hasn't lost, and the guy has been playing lights out so well that we expect him just to be great when he plays. Khan has to be the A player. Khan has to be the A player in this match to win. He has to be better than the kid because the kid and Bibbs are A and A players.
Yes.
They're not A and B.
Yeah.
They're A and A.
Right.
He has to be better than the kid, or he has to be better than Bibbs. Assuming Griffin, unless Griffin shows up to Spectacular and shits the bed himself, we're assuming he's going to play good. We're assuming he's going to be top tier. So
Right.
Khan has to play at an A level for them to beat Shazam.
And I'll say this: I believe Khan can play at an A level because we've seen.
Absolutely, he can play.
We've seen him play at an A level before. What I'm most worried about with Khan is what happens when you're in front of 1,000 people. That's like Griffin is a trained performer. He's done this most of his life, so I'm not worried about him doing that. But Khan is who that's my biggest fear with Khan, because I think Khan's knowledge is top notch. He's got the knowledge of an A player, and I think that's not the issue. But I agree with you, Shug, that he needs to focus. That Griffin needs to focus on Marisol, because at the end of the day, when you're studying for singles, a lot of that knowledge is going to transfer over to teams. You have Khan study up on what Shazam's weaknesses are and what their strengths are. And that's how, and then Griffin does a little part of that studying. Doesn't go as deep into it because he needs to focus on the Marisol match, because that Marisol match can make or break your team winning the championship. But
and if this happens, there is going to absolutely be a party at Gucci's house.
God, I wish I could be there.
And me and Chris are probably going to be in a pool naked.
I want FaceTimes of that party. I want
I'll
pictures.
call you, Allison.
I want phone calls. I want everything. I want to wish so bad that I was there.
But it's I don't.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Probably outside of Allison is probably the biggest exchange shill outside of me on this screen.
Here's what's funny is I'm not at I don't
gotta get my shirt out the closet.
I don't have I think I mentioned I think Shug had asked me back on the Schmo Me the Real chat a couple weeks ago what faction I was with or what was my favorite. And the one thing that I've kind of picked up on is I'm more of a player person than like the full factions. Like
you're an NBA fan. You're an NBA fan.
Basically, yeah, exactly. So I mean, if we're gonna say a faction, I would probably more so say Dungeon, just because of all the Patreons that I do outside of Schmodown. I love Kaiser. You know, the reason I got in was a Danger Zone match, and then getting to know you know, all the people that I met with like Action Army and everything. So if we're gonna say a faction, that would be it. Finstock is right there as my number 2 for sure. But with Finstock, it's really, for me, it's all about the Griffin Newman for the most part. And then I love the character work on the Finstock. I love the Ty Lieberman of it. I love the Brother Loomis of it. Like I love all
the
of
Rick
it.
Radish of it. I love the Gold Leader of it. I love the Barbarian of it. I love the Ty of it. I love the Kana.
I love that in digital they've been able to keep that character work going that so many factions just haven't been able to do, which I think is so important.
Why they're faction of the year to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
100%.
The Jesse, I see you in the chat. Just come cuddle with me, dude. What are you talking about?
Chris, you better check with Jess first.
You can come cuddle with me. But the whole singles tournament, now that it's done,
are you gonna kiss Jesse on his forehead too when you see him?
You're gonna kiss Jesse on the lips.
Yeah, I'm gonna kiss Jesse right in the mouth. But no, the whole singles tournament. Actually, before that or after that, there's a 10-point lead now for the exchange over corruption, which again, that's a huge testament. And Gucci talked about it when we had him on Show Me the Real. Like the risk of putting in rookies and Barbarian in this tournament and seeing what happens, and the trust that was within the faction. And Joseph, it is COVID friendly. I'm wearing my mask and I'm gonna get my booster hopefully before I leave. But
Joe's mouth breathing isn't COVID friendly.
Right. Come on, Joe. But I am in awe still, even though we've been talking about it on this show for weeks, the success that the Finstock Exchange has had in the back half of the season, solely because of the tournament season and them trusting their rookies and them not getting a title shot.
Zero titles. Zero titles.
I forgot who put it in. I think it was on Facebook or the subreddit. Someone tallied everything. Or no, I lied. Someone put like how the exchange has gotten better without Dan without Ben, and without DiMolanta, right? Like those three dudes now, holy shit, look at those, look at that. Three of the best players we've ever seen in the Schmoedown ever in any division. And now they leave the exchange and everyone's like, oh no, the exchange is done. And a lot of folks were quick to shit on the exchange post-draft. And Corey, I echo your comment tenfold. Look at that shit now. The best win-loss record in the entire damn Schmoedown. So what else can you like? What is if people are still shit talking the exchange, I don't understand it. At least in regards to gameplay, you can not like the characters, yeah, sure, whatever. But in regards to gameplay, how can you shit on them? They just had a double exchange final. Yeah. And they both, with the exception of that fourth round, played well. Played really, really well. And now look at this. Griffey Nooms has 2 matches. His rookie year in the damn Schmoedown, he has 2 matches. He'll probably open and close the show.
Well, and then like you said, when we had Gucci on when he came on, Show Me the Real, we were talking with him, it's very obvious that there was a clear change that was happening within the game itself. And that was evolving. And that was 100% came down to the question writing, because there was getting a lot of complaints about all these perfect rounds in digital and how many matches were being played and no one getting challenged enough and blah, 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 blah. So with all of that happening, he knew that he was going to need new players that could come in, breathe fresh life into it, and not get bogged down by complaining about the changes, as we saw with a lot of veteran players, because they started getting taken out by it. Right. And everyone was bitching about how hard the questions were now. And then the fans are bitching about it. It's like, you want to talk about like a heel being a thankless job? I honestly, every now and then felt really bad for PLD and for PJ and like the shit that they were getting, because it's like, literally they were told that the questions in the round in the quarterfinals were too easy. So then you get Bibbs and Newman up against each other. And then we're all bitching about how hard that first round was. And they're like, what the fuck do you guys want? It's Bibbs and Newman, and they've been crushing it. Like, we don't want them to go into sudden death, like, because of how good they are. And if we didn't challenge them, that's exactly what was probably going to happen. Unless one of them shit the bed.
This is movie trivia. It's about your trivia knowledge. It's about character too, and I'm never going to take that away from it. But it's about your knowledge, and ultimately you have to be able to pull the knowledge to win out. So.
100%, and they're gonna have to get deeper. It is what it is. It's how things are gonna evolve. It's a game.
I come back and we're talking about pulling out and going deeper. What are we talking about?
Oh Jesus Christ!
I thought this was a movie trivia show. God
damn. We're not talking about why you didn't have 100%.
100%. I have nothing but respect for what these writers are doing and what they're trying to achieve, and the amount of shit that they get. No one's ever gonna. You want to, like, again. Heels always talk about, a thankless job and whatnot, but like, I'm sure fucking PJ and PLD shit gets flooded on a constant,
well, if you're a fan of the Reddits, you would know that there was people on Reddit absolutely shitting on.
That was like summer Reddit.
And then they all got bitched at because Janine didn't have. They felt that Janine got embarrassed with her, but you can't do what you do for Bibbs and Newman and then make it easier because it's Janine a Barbarian. Like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like, you can't. Those are the types of discrepancies that people start having issues with, and I would have been pissed.
I agree, because I view it this way: the deeper you go into the tournament, the harder it is. A tournament to find the best person in this tournament is who at trivia. So, if you're going deeper into a tournament, each round those questions need to get harder and harder and harder. So Janine making it to the semifinal, those have to be final level questions, and they were point blank.
I think one of the things that has annoyed me about the Schmoedown community is the constant complaining. Like, enjoy the show. If you're here for the show and you're here for the movie trivia, fine, enjoy it. But there's always complaining. There's always, this and that.
Well, people get pissed off because they're dodos like me and they think they know answers. And then they're like, oh, no, I'm a dum-dum. But then, of course, like, there's also people like me that don't understand why everyone thinks Janine's 5-pointer for Lizzie McGuire movie was what?
See, no, this is for Burroughs. Timeout. Because Burroughs is like, but that I disagree with. In sports, the game stays the same. It's only your competition that gets better. But here's the thing. the competition is you're going against the questions. And at the end of the day, it's who gets more right.
Yeah.
Your competition isn't really the player you're facing. It is the question. So yes, your competition is getting better. Just putting that out.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong,
Agreed.
I love the Schmodown and what it does. But the honest truth is it's literally you playing against the questions. You're not really playing against somebody else. Now
And
there's
putting
things
your
that can
trivia
happen.
knowledge against
Yeah.
the questions.
Yeah, and there you can have a little bit of sport gamemanship inside the match, but it's rare. We don't really see it as much. The last person that really had done it, and maybe Chris could think of somebody else, but Guy was that guy. Guy did that. You know what? Remember, Mara hated it. Dan hated it. They did not like people talking while they were trying to answer questions or in between questions. Guy used to do that all the time. And that's how he was able to get under people's skin. That's how he was able to mess with people.
Yeah, Ben did.
Nobody does
a warning
that.
for it this year.
Yeah,
That was my first match that I ever watched.
Yeah, nobody does that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody Bayman does it. Remember Bayman? Remember he was playing. He would mess with people.
He got shit for it, and then Allison's
He
like,
got shit
"Fuck
for
this
it.
guy. Let me subscribe
Yeah,
to his
no,
Patreon."
that was my very first match that I ever watched, and it was only because I walked in as my husband was watching it. Like I came home from work and it was on, and I sat down to watch because Dan Murrell was playing with somebody. I didn't know who the fuck it was. I didn't care. I knew Dan Murrell, and I sat down and I watched it, and then all of a sudden Christian gives some D-bag a warning, and I asked my husband, I go, "Why is that guy such a dick?"
Who's this
And now,
motherfucker?
like, who the fuck is this guy?
And does he have a Patreon? Let me pay for it.
Yeah, let me pay for his Patreon.
Here's my thing. I like that. I miss that actually a lot from the game because that is just like basketball. You're talking smack while guarding someone. Like
Yeah, you can't taunt in the NFL, right, Matt?
No fun league.
No fun, like.
No fun.
But no, but it's funny because that's what. So when I was explained to me what was going on, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun, and so I started more casually watching it. Started following the social medias and whatnot, and just now here I am, like 6-7 months later or whatever it is from when I watched that, however long it was or whatever, since I watched that first match and then joined up with everything. But like that was fucking fun. That was so cool to watch. But even since then, the questions itself have evolved. Like that's where I feel like since then, like at that time, that was when, because they were playing a shit ton of matches this year because it was digital and there were
I'm so glad
many
it's
players.
done. Oh my god,
like so many players. So like you had to make it harder because all these everyone who came in wanted to prove themselves. And then like even Jesse's saying in here, he's like, remember when I had over 20 points and got knocked out still? Like it's wild what's been going on. Absolutely wild.
But that's why I love the Schmodown, because I'm a sports person. I'm a nerd, and then I also like the wrestling aspect. This is why me and Chris love the character work, because I get it. There's some people that don't know how to handle it, and they think it's it's a even us as podcasters. Chris Lopez doesn't always act like this. I act like this all the time. This is me.
Chris acts like this a lot of the time. Let's be honest. Have you not seen this really trivia matches?
Oh my god!
No, and don't watch it.
Don't, because you're gonna give yourself a headache. You thought Janine.
Go ahead and watch that.
Yeah. You thought Janine and
it's never coming back. Don't watch
it. But look at people play characters. Sometimes people can't handle it, which is fine.
There's people that for whatever reason can't just like discriminate the person from the character, which still blows my mind. But it happens all the time, and it's like. Whatever, just because someone's getting a warning in a match of being a D-bag in a match doesn't mean they're a D-bag in real life. I mean, they might be, but it hasn't been the case with everyone that I've met.
Yeah, but Ben Bateman's a great guy.
Oh, for
I
sure.
met Guy is amazing.
Guy is charming AF. I'm like, I just want to ooze charisma the same way that guy does.
Yeah, I mean, all these people. There's so many people that are absolutely amazing, and when you meet them, they're awesome. And I think that's one thing. Becoming a fan of this, you have to learn how to separate character from the real person. The real person, the character in the game is a character. They don't really mean half the stuff they say. Now, there might be some animosity. I've heard backstories of people having a little bit of animosity. It happens. not everybody gets along. Not everybody likes, is like Allison and loves everybody for some damn reason.
No, I got people I don't like. Fuck John Roca. There, I said it.
Oh, here we go. You are going after all the Latinos, huh? You are going after all the Latinos.
Don't cheat. Don't cheat.
We said the other C word.
Don't do it. And if you're gonna cheat, don't wear your glasses so it pops up on your so it pops up so people can see it.
Woo!
Just saying.
I'm not gonna stop you, Allison. But
Matt's never having me on. Look at Matt's face. He's like, "Why did I bring this chick on here?" He's like, "I don't know."
That's why Matt isn't saying anything. Here, I haven't said this in a minute. The views of Allison Salamone do not reflect the views of Spin from the Real. Just so Matt goes to sleep at night. But the one thing I will say, and to add to this conversation, I think we can learn a lot. And by we, I mean literally everyone involved in the Schmodown in some way, shape, or form. We can learn something from season 9, whether it is the lack of character, the questions,
season 8,
question writers, season 8, excuse me. Like there's a lot of moving pieces, and we realized and we learned what the Schmodown can be. And this year, Shug, to go back to a point you mentioned a little bit earlier, like this Schmodown's so reliant on the fans. Like without all the folks watching this right now, all the folks the thousands that are watching the matches, the Schmodown needs y'all to operate. And we love this shit. So of course you're going to support it and watch it. That's why the show exists. But at the same time, since there's so much push and pull, like we saw how gross some of this shit can get, how real some of this shit can get. And that's something that we get lost in the sauce in that. And yes, Joseph Rose in the chat, it's niche as fuck. Like that's the thing. It's super niche. Go ahead, Matt. It's so niche. And we rely on one another. And almost, I don't want this to come off cross, but the fans are almost too involved. Because we can't properly enjoy it without having oh shit, like they ask us a lot for stuff. I mean, we saw what happened last week, the last time someone asked for something from us. But
here's the thing, I'll just say with last week, what was asked of us is I think people would have been more receptive had there been better transparency with what was being asked. That's all. But there wasn't, and that's why people were pissed.
Right. And it was the lack of info, but at the same time, we shouldn't be involved in every decision, but of course there's some things we have to be involved in as fans. But that's the thing. That's what happens. We've been like that ever since the beginning, since season 1. The fans are a big part of this, and they need the fans to thrive, obviously. But I hope that going into season 9, we go back to what we used to. I don't know, and Matt, you were the only one that was really there to witness this week by week with the old school matches and how things were done long time ago in the galaxy far, far away. But there was no real. Everyone just took it face value. We got the matches every week, and that was it. People didn't like them. But you're muted. And it goes. It's so different now, and I know it's different, and I can understand that.
It was the 2 matches. You live or die with it. That was it.
And maybe it's because the community wasn't as big, or the Facebook group wasn't as active.
Some people would argue it was bigger because it was on Collider and getting 6
hundreds of thousands of views, right? But I feel like now that we're all super involved and everyone has their hands on this thing, I hope it reverts back to what it used to be. Not that fans weren't involved, or fans shouldn't be involved.
Jesse kind of says it.
The product.
Jesse says it in the chat too. He's like, the unfortunate thing is the larger the fandom, stronger the toxicity, and that's true because it's not just with Schmodown. I see it all the time with different podcasts that I follow and listen to, and with the dodos that come up in these Facebook groups and stuff like that. The amount of toxicity towards female players in Schmodown or just players in it's ridiculous. You want to talk shit about these women players, but I bet you can't hold a fucking candle to what Peggy Gubbins knows, to what Paige Fabretti knows.
Cross them in the street, they'll fuck you up. Both of them. Right?
Seriously, but I don't, or to Janine, or just because Janine didn't have an incredible, semifinal round against Barbarian, doesn't mean she's not a good player.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that she's not knowledgeable, because I would love anyone to go up against her with fucking classic films or like the shit that she knows. She's a fucking beast at. But everyone, because we can all be keyboard warriors, like to sit behind and just talk shit about things. I know for a fact I would never do well in the Schmodown because I'm a movie dodo. But like it just is what it is. And so you're right. Like it's got to get, something's got to kind of change it, because everyone wants to. It now becomes more of the attention seeking, the wow factor, all of that. Like if you want to be toxic and talk shit, go start your own stream. Like, don't put it.
Yeah,
that's why we started Spin from the Real.
That's exactly why Spin from the Real started. But I just wanted to see everyone be nice to each other and be cool. And there's a lot of push and pull. And like I love what Joseph said a little bit ago. Ooh, geez, Shug, is that you? Is that you screaming? But part of it is the more money you donate, the more of opinion people feel like they should have. As I have trucks just barreling past my apartment. But yeah, that's another big part, right? This because we put money towards this thing to not only support it but to watch it and everything. So it varies, and I know maybe nothing will change, and we'll just keep going on besides the match layout and whatever the hell. But in regards to us fans and our role in the Schmodown, maybe it just stays the same. But I don't know. That GoFundMe thing was exhibit A of everything that I was just talking about. But like what Allison said, it was like just poorly timed and poorly executing.
Very
Christian talked
bad.
about it in that stream he did in the Facebook group, which I think he explained it perfectly. It's just, things have to happen, especially with a few weeks left towards Spectacular. Not even that, like 10 days or some shit.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Season 9 is going to be different, y'all. I've been saying this shit for weeks. Season 9 is going to be different. It's going to feel different. I'm
excited.
Very eager to see how the fan base reacts to it.
I'm excited to be able to have a season I can watch that's back in studio with in-person matches and with more storylines. And I feel like we've kind of gotten that a little bit with these recent cutscenes with the whole Chandru getting Oyama's title shot and everything that's been going on. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm excited because like it feels like that aspect is coming back a little bit more, so I can get more into what's happening.
And to piggyback off of that, something I've missed, and I'm gonna be transparent with everybody. Something I've missed, and on this show, if you've been watching us since last year, and if you have, thank you. But something Matt and I would do all the time is we would talk about the storylines. Yep. That's something we made sure to emphasize, and then we talked about because it's a part of the show. But we haven't been doing that.
Wrestling guy and me being a writer, that was something we always loved to talk about.
Right, but that just stopped one day.
And the Schmominati storyline, it's just vanished completely. And has been.
I like to think,
yeah, the Shominati still keeps showing up all the time. It was in Shominati hung out for about 4 hours. Whoever
that person is, like, I love them. I hope it's someone we know, but that's off topic.
I do too.
But like that used to be a core part of our show every week to talk about where these stories are going. And one day they stopped. I understand why they stopped, but something just felt off. Something's felt different. And I know, what was it? I forget who mentioned it. Oh, the stuff with Polyama, Allison, that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I'm glad we're coming back. And Chandru, get out of swag. Yeah, it's going to feel different in studio. And since it's been so long, I kind of felt just like numb to it. I got excited for the future, but I'm like, this just kind of happened. And if you were at the New York Live event, like you obviously saw that and you got to feel that. Like, but it just, since I've been away from it for so long, it didn't feel like how it used to with how the in-studio stuff. We get that every week. Yeah. Folks acting up. We'd get matches solely based off of storyline that meant absolutely nothing to a title scene or to a title chase. We got little to none of that this year. The last match that was no title hunt, no title thing was Radis Alvarez. And that was a lot of story, which was rad. That was cool. But that didn't happen too much this year, And it's going to hit different next year when we're back to that. I'm very excited for it. But not to diss Spectacular. I'm very excited to see the show and to see what surprises and factions are born, factions are broken up. If Oyama shows up,
There's got to be a ton of shit going on, man, because 7 hours is a long time to be in
That's
one
a long
place.
ass show, ain't it?
That's going to be a long ass fucking show, y'all.
There's what, 5 matches? So,
and they're all 5-rounders. They gave
rounders.
They gave Broca and Merle a 5-rounder.
So they're all going to be like an
each.
hour, and then there's going to be a break. I went to Spectacular. That was my first live event.
You guys will get a lunch break, which is cute.
It's not a lunch. No, you don't get a lunch break. You get it's like a 30-minute break.
I'm bringing a box wine, and we're gonna slap the bag, everybody. We're slapping the bag.
No, you don't even get breaks between the matches, Matt. They'll have something like somebody will be talking.
They'll have hors d'oeuvres.
I didn't say a long break. I just meant like your only breaks are going to be in.
Can it be like the dine-in movie theater where they come to me and they ask if I want food or not?
You just push the button. You push the button and the waiter shows up.
Right. It's like, can I get some cheese fries, please?
I think if we're at the same place, the alcohol is expensive. So, Chris, we're gonna be sticking some bottles on you.
Some flasks.
Chris doesn't look old enough to carry bottles on him.
He looks older than Robert Parker.
Valen. Yo, shout out to Robert Parker, friend of the show. Yeah.
I love Parker. He came on. I sent him the link on Saturday. He popped in. He did some magic.
Is that your bit, Allison? You just send people the links to shows that's not even your show. You're just like, I'm gonna send everybody the link.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. It's a good bit. It's a great bit.
No, but Chris, you actually hit on something we want to talk about, and that was you brought up the return of story. I want to talk about that Chandra Swag storyline because I got a Chris, and I want to pose this question to you. Do you see this? We can all tell this is the setup for whatever's going to happen with factions next year. Right. But could this also be the setup of the rebirth or the rebringing in of the Shimominati storyline?
Yeah. Oh, please, for the love of God. Yeah. I always was under the impression that Chandra was never in the Shimominati stuff. Granted, what was that, a year ago? So plans are going to change, and I guarantee the Shimominati stuff's going to be different than what it was originally intended to be, because some of those folks that were involved in that stuff last year aren't around anymore, or maybe they'll come back. Who knows? But the swag kicking out Chandra, maybe Chandra's now recruited by someone like the figurehead of the Shimominati. Maybe I would dig that. I honestly would be like, if Mark Ellis was like, haha, it was me the whole time, Christian.
Like we're all expecting.
What happened to Jay Washington? What happened to Clark Wolf?
They stopped doing scenes. They stopped
doing scenes. Jay's supposed to be at Spectacular. In what capacity? I don't know, but I do know he is supposed to be at Spectacular.
It's just crazy. I like the storylines. I always have. Excuse me.
Bless you. That was a good sneeze.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Wait, did you actually sneeze? Like, did you mute yourself?
I mute myself. Yeah. Okay. I didn't want you to hear. I didn't want you to hear my little sneeze. Go.
Sugar. He's like. It's like a mouse.
Yeah, I didn't want you guys to hear it. No, I kind of agree. It's gonna be nice to get back to studios. The thing I don't like though is that we're not gonna get as many IG and Star Wars. Are you snorting?
She's snorting because Chick's out here like. Oh shit.
I'm okay.
So you see, you made her cry. So for all y'all watching this, get your spin from the reel bingo card out. We made a guest cry. That's
a new one.
Yeah, it was the right corner. We haven't gotten it until November 22nd. The season ended.
Like, I don't know why that was so funny, but the thought of like Suge having like the tiniest little sneeze is just tickles.
Because he's all like, I'm Puerto Rican. Fuck. Like,
yeah. It is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened.
Yo.
That's why I was so confused if you muted yourself or not. If it was just the song that's filled up for this tiny little sneeze.
Okay. What are we talking about? The storyline? No,
we're talking storylines, but I was saying what I don't like for season 9 is the fact that we're going to be getting rid of or not, we're going to be cutting down on IG and Star Wars matches. That really bothers me. I'm really
not a fan.
I think Jesse said too earlier, it's something that'd be cool to see is like getting an IG teams going. Just look how the questions have been going. I know.
But the problem is right now is Star Wars is your best division. Singles is the and Chris will understand this, right?
The toughest.
Yeah, Chris will understand this reference. Chris will understand this. Remember when the WWE WWF title was the main title, but for one point the IC championship was like the biggest. It was bigger than when Brent had it, when Michaels had it. So I think right now Star Wars is that. It's the best.
Oh yeah.
It's the best division, and
I can't with Jesse in this chat
Jesse
right now.
Chat, I can't. You got the Rona.
I don't know how I'm gonna do anything with him. He's fucking hilarious. I'm gonna be dying the entire time.
The thing with IG teams, like, of course, I think if Christian would be like, we're doing IG team season 9, we would all lose our collective shit. Yes. Like, yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool to watch. With the question writing aside, it would be a lot of fun to watch, But we already got the confirmation of sorts. Maybe he'll change his mind between now and season 9 starts. But less Star Wars inner geekdom. It's a real kick to the ego, especially Star Wars, especially how they do Star Wars. Because that division the last 2 seasons, that's
been wild.
Right? It's been the best division.
Reading earlier how much he loves Andrew DiMolanta, and he's a big part of that whole thing. Thomas Harper and Nikki DiMolanta this year. All the Star Wars rookies are the folks that we got to meet this year, and how good they are, and the quality of match in that division. There was not a bad Star Wars match this year.
Nope.
If there was, I missed it. I must have missed it somewhere.
Nope.
Like, there's been misses, and that's fine in other divisions.
Misses happen.
Right, but Star Wars somehow stayed consistent.
But like the misses with Star Wars were so big. Like the misses that happened in Star Wars were game defining. Like Gold Leader with an one letter off. Like
people were missing one question.
Yeah, basically because of a letter. It's insane.
Newman missed 4 in his first round. Just his first round in that Bibbs match. He missed 4.
Can I say
1?
Can I say? I think part of the reason that Star Wars and IG are getting the shaft compared to singles and teams is that a majority of those competitors are spread out across the country, and that's the majority.
Yeah.
So that is a lot. That's a ton of money in flights, and so at the end of the day, this is still a bit. Well, at the end of the day, it's still a business, and you can't just spend all of your capital flying out.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that, Matt, and I'm gonna push back against this a lot. Christian has to be able to fix that right in front of him. He keeps it digital. He just doesn't want to keep it digital. But that's what you're going to have to do.
I disagree.
I thought Christian said Star Wars is staying digital.
But then why do you need it? But why do you need to shrink the matches? Like that doesn't make any sense.
Because he doesn't want to. Because you're right. He doesn't want it digital. He doesn't like it.
I think
he doesn't like digital. Also, too, as much as I shit on IG has some of the best storylines, better than
hell yes. Some of the best characters in the whole show.
Some of the best characters. You had Saul carrying. Excuse me. You had Saul with all these knockouts and stuff, and you had Mike Kalinowski, you had Robert Parker, you had Mara coming back. You still have the possibility of Smets coming back. There's there's so much.
Yeah, they're fucking reaching for shit. It feels like now with Star Wars getting like the 5th uncredited person. Like
think about that for a second. To me, of all the matches, even the singles belt, what's one that everyone's looking forward to? It's Thomas Harper versus Demi.
100%.
You're looking forward to Newman's. You're looking for Newman's.
Main eventing, I'm telling you.
You're looking at Newman's and Marisol as a great match. You're like, oh, that's going to be awesome. Yeah. Cool. You're thinking the teams match, if it plays out like how Shazam plays, Shazam's probably winning. Nobody and I know I'm singing AG's praises. Like IG's like 4th on the list. Nobody's really thinking about that match, and it should be a great match between Robert Parker.
Chris, you're only thinking about it because you're a corruption fan. Quit it.
I like Robert Parker too.
But the match that everybody is looking toward is that DiMolanta versus Harper.
And they're looking forward to it because it's Harper is an undefeated rookie with a belt. He beat Andrew DiMolanta. And then you have Nikki, who wasn't even like
the last Star Wars player drafted
wasn't even aired when she got drafted. Didn't even know if she wanted to be drafted until she got drafted.
I think Nikki was the last round of the normal draft.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't think hers was aired.
No, hers wasn't aired. She got the text message.
Yeah, so
she got the text message from people. Yeah, and then not only that, she ran through. She ran through Damon. She ran through Gold Leader. Like she's a force to be, and she ran through them because she did the smart thing that other people didn't do. Is she studied the actors on top of having her other Star Wars knowledge. A ton of questions that were missed within this tournament were those like 7th person or like 3rd person from the bottom, uncredited, a stormtrooper in The Rise of Skywalker or whatever.
And you want to know what? I think that's because PJ and crew realize you're like, you know what? We've been asking a lot of Star Wars strictly knowledge of Star Wars questions. We haven't really touched on the who plays. Like we used to get one sparingly here and there, and now we're getting into the actual movie stuff, and that's what's tripping people up.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not Star Wars trivia. It's not Dragon Con Star Wars trivia. It's a movie trivia. So there's only a finite amount of things you can pull from with a topic like that. So she did her homework, and really kind of so did Harper, because he wouldn't have the belt if he didn't.
And look, you know what? And I forgot to bring this up a while back, and I'm gonna bring it up right now because we're just talking. Since we're just kind of talking, when Harper came into the league, DiMolanta has said it, but Harper did it on a couple of streams where he goes, "I'm not afraid of Alex Damon," and I think that changed the mindset of a lot of players. Because remember, and I love Laura Kelly, but remember when Laura Kelly was going to go to Spectacular and they asked her, "Oh, you think you're going to beat Damon?" She's like, "Well, if I don't, somebody will." Like Harper wasn't saying that. DiMolanta wasn't saying that. Andrew didn't say that. Andrew's like, "I'm beating Alex Damon." And I think that changed the mindset. And I'll say it again, and no disrespect to Alex Damon, I felt he's the Ronda Rousey of the Schmodown. I think he started the Star Wars League. He was great, but eventually the talent caught up, the questions caught up, the studying caught up, and I think it just caught up to him. And he's even said it, like, I didn't have to study that hard. And I think now that has to change. If you want to evolve,
change, man,
you gotta change. And I think that's if he ever comes back to that form, it's because he has to evolve into that new kind of player. Demi, she talks about, she helped Andrew prepare for that tournament. She helped Andrew prepare for Alex Damon. She built up so much knowledge, and then she knew the gameplay. She watched Schmodown. I mean, I was a Patreon of theirs, and I said it, and she brings it up all the time. I was like, "You're going to be in Schmodown, right?" She's like, No, I'm not going to do it. Because I saw it. I was like, dude,
only nerds do that.
Yeah, only nerds do that. I was like, I saw it. I was like,
do that.
Only nerds.
What Ken Knapsack would be, Joseph?
I want to highlight William Harold's comment in the chat, because this got a kick out of me. I hoped he was joking. He said he was. He said that Nikki's a Mary Sue, and I love it. He's kidding, and he's kidding everyone. For anyone that's familiar with how Rey Skywalker was treated, okay, cool.
Joseph, you were the Rozzy. No, I would say Alex. Because Knapsack was more having fun. Look, the old guard, Knapsack, the
not to be confused with Mark Riley and Alonso Duralde.
Yeah, that horrible team.
Jeez,
it's a Den team.
Yeah, shit on the Den.
Yeah, but
holy shit, I didn't even have to do it.
Right.
I'm kidding. I love the Den. I'm kidding.
I think I think I get what you're saying, Joseph, but I think Alex was more of the Ronda Rousey because he was so dominant for so long, and we were not expecting that loss. I did. I called it, but we were not expecting that loss against Di Milanta in that match. But I think
folks are quick to forget that Alex has been in the league for a minute.
Yeah,
and I think Chick, to piggyback off that old guard reference, not reference, I'd bunch Damon with the Rokas, the Merles, the Rileys, like
for sure. He's seen
a lot of change in the Schmodown, and
he's seen
a lot of Star Wars he's played like in a single season.
Yeah, he would remember. I think he was getting 2 matches a year.
Yeah, if he was lucky, he'd get 2 matches a year.
Yeah,
and he got 2 matches in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and and that's which was crazy. That we've had so many Star Wars matches, and Joseph said he called it too. There wasn't a lot of us, Joseph, going for Di Milanta. I can tell you that right now. A lot of people.
Oh, he's talking about Andrew. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Nikki.
No.
I mean that Nikki,
too. Okay, remember you and me? I couldn't go for Nikki in the first round, but after that, I did say before I knew she was in the tournament, before I knew who she was playing, I said it would be great if she.
I gave you your flowers. I remember.
Damn right, you better remember. Yeah, you were.
She's like, I'm gonna take these she's like, take these member berries. Remember when I said this? Remember?
You remember?
But the whole going back to Star Wars or lack thereof that we're gonna get next year. It's gonna suck. It's going to suck not getting that much inner geekdom in Star Wars, and I want to shine light on inner geekdom because Suge obviously hates it. But I will double down on what I said not too long ago. I'm kidding, Suge. I will double down on what I said not too long ago. Inner Geekdom's produced some of the best storylines, some of the best characters. Yeah. Like someone mentioned Smets in the chat. I think it was you, Joseph Burrows. And when if and when Smets inevitably comes back, it's going to be one hell of a moment, and it's going to be awesome.
I brought it up to Parker when I talked to him one time. I said, if you won the belt at Spectacular, and then all of a sudden Kevin Smets music hits,
you talked to him about it on Saturday.
And it was Saturday. How crazy would the room lose it? Like that would be nuts.
The Globe Theater would combust in the flames.
Yeah, and not only that, think about it, Chris.
Chris would cry.
IG gave us one of the most talking points of this season when Chandru posted about that picture. For like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks,
content right there.
Everybody was talking about it. Like, is he in the wrong? Is he in the right?
Is this a work or is this a shoot?
Is a work or a shoot?
It was awful.
But that's what I'm saying. We haven't gotten that from singles. We haven't gotten that from teams. Star Wars. Look at
that's more.
I want a goal leader. I want a goal leader. I want a goal leader in the finals against Harper.
Harper and Gold Leader. Harper just going on Gold Leader, and it's the best part about
it
is it's like you think it's just a bit, but like literally you just talk to Harper and without skipping a beat, he just automatically throws in some shit at Gold Leader, like not even just in an everyday. Hey, how are you? And he just knocks on Gold Leader. It's fantastic.
I still laugh when Harper won the belt. We bring him on and Gold Leader made us play that video, and none of us knew about that video.
So good.
We're lucky that Thomas likes us, or he would have never come back on the show. Never. Like we are very lucky. He liked us.
It was great. It was
He's
so
a good
awesome.
guy.
And,
he's a great
guy.
And you have.
Talk about forehead kiss. He hasn't kissed me on the forehead. He's too tall.
He is. He's very tall. We haven't had that in singles and teams.
In New York, that was really fun.
Oh, I hope I get to hold one of the belts. I gotta hold a belt.
I didn't even ask for it. He just threw it on my shoulder. I was like, "Oh, that's what a belt looks like. It's my first live event. I've never seen one." And he goes, "Here you go." And then I was like, "Oh no, what do I do?" Like it's here. And he's like,
"You should have just ran off with it,
right?"
And just never showed your face ever again.
I just standing there with it. I'm like, "What?" I go, "Do we take a picture?" He goes, "Yeah, let's take a picture." And I go, "Okay." And then I'm looking around to see who could take the picture, and I made Christian Harloff take our picture because he was standing there. So,
I'm gonna ask him to do that for me.
He kind of offered because I stood there with my phone going, "Who's going to take our picture?" And Christian was like, "Oh, I could." I was like, "Okay, Christian, here you go." And then I made him take a couple of.
Thanks, fellow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clear out. I'm gonna have to clear out like some of my phone space because I've been taking pictures for work, So like when we take, because I know me and Chris are gonna take like 100 selfies together. Look,
Just us,
kind of go
nobody
off topic. I randomly found a selfie from the game last night with some random girl. Don't know why, but it was with some random girl. It's a picture of me and my girlfriend, and then
His eyes
all
weren't
of a sudden
open.
there's the person next to me. It's just me and this girl,
I was
and
very
and
happy to be there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So,
So-
this is Suge.
Shug. God damn it,
Well,
Shug.
I'm blind. First off, that's why I look like that, and secondly, I was drunk.
No, you had
Dude,
you had your glasses on. Your
You
eyes
had your
were
glasses
rolled
on.
back.
You were not
Because I was,
blind.
Looks
You
like-
just
dude,
had
I was
your eyes-
done. I
You look
was
like the Undertaker.
bro. If the Steelers would have won, I probably would have fell off the balcony.
That's yeah. So
You guys are
spectacular. Hopefully, no one falls off the balcony there at the show. And if it is going to be somebody,
wouldn't that be great?
All right,
Wouldn't that be
One
great?
day,
We-
I
we
will get
should-
with all of you guys.
Should
soon. Allison,
we haven't gotten to it yet. The season's now over. We said we wanted to get to this tonight, so let's end with it. The awards. We talked about comeback player a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about comeback player
Oh,
here. Okay,
God.
If
I'm here-
okay,
I'm here all night.
here's my predictions. And I'll keep it quick. If Griffin Newman,
that's a first.
I fucking hate you. If Griffin Newman if he gets one of those two belts, preferably the championship, but if he gets one of those two belts, I'm going player of the year.
Yes.
I'm going rookie of the year for sure. If he gets both belts, I'm going player of the year. If he,
I disagree with you.
how he's he
Let her talk, Shug. Let her talk.
He would be.
Whoa, hold up.
He
I'm
would
trying
be
to
a
mansplain
combined-
right now. Good.
He would be a combined 12-0 rookie. For
if he
this
wins both belts.
season.
No, 100% agree. If he wins both
Well,
belts.
That's what-
If he wins
Why
both
did
belts.
you just say
If he
you
wins-
disagree if she won both?
That's what
I disagree. I disagree with her if he gets one belt.
She
For
said,
me,
No, I said that's not what I said. I said
if he
one
won
belt.
both belts.
I said,
No,
I
but she
one
said,
belt.
rookie of the
No.
year. She said rookie of the year.
If he wins one belt.
If he
If
wins,
he wins one belt, I don't think you
Yes.
can do that.
I
Yes,
think
yes.
No.
if he gets one, he has potential for a rookie of the year.
Because that's an
for
11-1 record.
Number two, the only other person that I think would give him a run for his money at rookie of the year is going to be Harper or DeMolanta, depending on who wins that match.
Yeah.
DeMolanta, please say it right.
You said DeMolanta
I
like
got
50
it.
times tonight.
Fucking hate you.
Shut
I'm
up.
gonna punch you in your face.
Shut up, Cal.
I can't wait to meet you in person and just drop kick you in your fucking throat.
No. Hold up.
Yo, Allison got up.
I've seen your workout videos. You cannot get your legs that high. I'm not worried about it. Okay.
I mean, she doesn't have to get him that high. You short.
Holy
Yeah,
You don't know how high I can get my legs.
kick his ass, Allison. Just kick
Allison,
his
you're
ass.
what? Allison, you're what? 5'10"?
Listen, I'm not the pull-up bar. You're not.
5'7".
I'm not the
I
pull-up
ripped the
bar.
shit out of
Hey,
that. I ripped
you're
the
already
fuck
taller
out
than
of that,
him.
too.
You're already taller than him.
Don't worry about it. I'll give you some sweet chin music. Don't you worry, Bill. I got
Oh, come
you.
on.
I got you.
Relax, Allison. Relax. You're not Shawn Michaels, okay?
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I do know that. Your name is
I know.
Salamone with alimony. Okay.
So stupid. There's no H in my name. Anyway.
Well, there is now.
God
Salamone.
damn it. Every time
Anyway.
she sees an S, he just presumes that it's
With
SH.
that one, if the only other people that I think would get rookie of the year over Newman is going to be one of them, depending on who ends up with that belt.
Facts.
100%. I think if Marisol defends, you can make a claim for potential player of the year because that's her second title defense in front of a live audience.
she's undefeated in singles this year.
So exactly. So I think that's kind of where you're going. I think if the Finstock has the run that we all are wanting it to have at Spectacular, you're looking at manager and faction of the year there for sure over Shannon Barney, who would be my next one if Kalinowski and Marisol defend, then you could probably make. I still think even with that, with what Gucci has done with Finstock Exchange and bringing in the rookies that he did, I have a really hard time and doing what he's done without title defenses or title wins. With what
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, but at the end of the year, the belts matter. So if Shannon has two belts and Gucci has none, You know what I'm saying? I'm very surprised that a lot of people are not talking about Mike as player of the year, because did they win the belts this year?
IG player of the year. They won the belts this year.
Yeah, but he hasn't lost an IG match this year. He's defended
two times.
Two times.
This would be his third defense of the year.
Third, if he were to get there,
Yeah.
But where I disagree with you,
correction, they didn't win the belts this year. They had the winner of the tournament. They played the winner of the tournament.
They were the winners of the tournament. Okay,
they beat Danger Zone.
No, they played the winners of the tournament, and then
they lost Shazam
so they're 1-1.
Yeah. Okay, they're 1-1. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna be IG player of the year if he defends. Where I disagree with you is, and I was thinking about this today, I think Nooms, to win Rookie of the Year, has to win the singles belt.
Sure.
Because I think when you're looking at Player of the Year, Singles, and Rookie of the Year, and Singles Player of the Year, Marisol's undefeated. So if she wins, she stays undefeated, defended twice this year.
And then you're looking at Player of the Year for sure at that point.
Yeah, you're looking at Player of the Year and single Player of the Year, and Rookie of the Year. I think right now Thomas Harper is, even though I understand what you're saying with Newman being undefeated in both two leagues, I'm looking at Harper. He won a tournament, won the belt. If News shows up as Spectacular and doesn't win a belt and goes 0-2 or wins one belt and it's not the singles belt, I'm going to put the Star Wars belt higher than the team's belt.
Because it's a single person having to win.
That's absolutely fair.
And the same thing happens if Demi wins and Newman only wins like the team's belt. Demi. She's my good personal friend.
Demi.
Don't woman explain me, okay?
I will woman explain the shit out of this podcast. Don't you worry, boo.
She has beat Alex Damon. She has beat Goal Leader. And she'll beat Thomas Harper, an undefeated rookie. She's absolutely Rookie of the Year.
Oh, so I think, for sure.
So I think that's where I only disagree with you, but I think everything else you said is spot on. I think you're right. Gucci has done more with less, but he has to win at least one belt at Spectacular in order to win Manager of the Year. Because if Shannon finishes with 2 belts and he doesn't win any, yes, great year. Did more with less. You could still give him the Manager of the Year, and I wouldn't be upset. But at the end of the day, it's about the belts, and Shannon has 2, and he would have none. Yeah. Now, if let's say Kalinowski wins, Marisol loses, and King Arthur doesn't win the team's belt, I would give it to him because he got the champion. They win the faction. He's done more with less. He has an undefeated rookie that's not playing a Spectacular, which is a crime. So I think I would actually give it to Gucci in that case.
So I agree with you because that rookie's entertaining as all hell.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be. I think this is the most excited for Spectacular because as much as we loved Spectacular last year, it was taped. Some of us knew the results before the damn thing happened, so it wasn't as exciting. I'm going to be excited because I'm going to have Chris Anthony Lopez on my left and God knows who on my right. And I'm going to be taking selfies. We're going to be drunk. You're going to be doing something else.
Chris will be letting me know what's happening. Chris will be sending me messages to let me know what's going on. He'll be keeping me the 411.
Oh no, we're gonna live stream it for you.
I love that.
Live on what? Spectacular.
All you're gonna do is see me and Chris just drunk yelling.
Perfect. What else is new? It's Saturday night.
It's a normal Saturday night.
Yeah, it's just
Saturday on what?
What about you? What about you, Chris? What about right now your ranking for the awards, or how you feel, or do you even want to talk about it? Because you might say no. I want to wait till Spectacular.
I mean, a lot of this depends on Spectacular, so I'll give you guys the ones I'm willing to declare at the moment. But Joseph Rose also brings up a great point. It matters what people vote for. That's not the whole deserve thing,
which is stupid. And fans should not be voting for.
And I hope they change that this year. I hope they change something about it.
Players should be voting for the big awards. We should vote for Podcast of the Year, Moment of the Year.
C2A Dark Horse.
I honestly
things like that.
Part of me feels like I think the players should vote on podcasts.
No. Well, if that was the
it
case,
probably won't be Watt now because I dropped the F John Roca. So sorry guys, you're out.
We're not gonna get the.
You're gonna get nothing. I'm never coming back on here. Apparently, I think I canceled myself.
We're not getting the Roca vote if players vote on the podcast. But so I'll say this: Star Wars Player of the Year. Actually, nope. I can't even say that one. Inner Geekdom.
I forgot about that one.
Inner Geekdom's Mike. It's Mike. Yeah. It's not close.
Even if he doesn't.
What if he loses to Parker?
I still think it's Mike. Mike did something that folks haven't done in Inner Geekdom in literal years. So like having not only defending it once but twice in the same year, I can't. You just gotta. He solidified himself as the greatest of all time in Inner Geekdom, at least to me. What else? What else can we definitively say right now? Podcast of the year, C2A. Upset of the year, Demolanta,
Harper
beating Damon, Nikki beating Alex.
Oh, okay.
We so disagree on this one.
That's my.
I am Demolanta, Damon, Andrew beating Demolanta.
Yeah,
Andrew beating Damon.
It's a split household. I got Nikki beating Alex, not only because of everything around it, because Alex
he lost to both. Like that,
he lost to both of them.
Allison, you want to know something crazy? The Damons are 0-4 against Demolantas.
That's wild.
They have not.
Molly Damon is 0-1 against her own husband. Bless her heart.
Ooh, ouch. But no, I got Nikki for the longest time.
Molly seems like the sweetest person on the face of the planet.
She's awesome. Friends with her. No, she's awesome.
I mean, Joseph, you're really taking upset and using it. It's a different form of the word upset. Different form of the word. You're upset at the fact that Christian gave Roca a match. But
I'm upset that Christian gave Roca a match.
Oh, Allison, we're well aware. We are well aware.
Then now it's forced to being another 5-pointer. Like, come on.
What else?
You had your moment, bro. You had it.
Comeback Player of the Year, and I don't want to have this argument again. And by we, I mean the both of you. I have JTE. That's me.
So you and I aren't going to argue. That's what I said.
I don't want to have it. And if it's not JTE, it's Janine. It's
that's
those two.
Literally the exact same thing I said.
I'm not gonna say I agree with Matt before Suge loses his damn mind again.
I don't know much about season 8, so I can't say for like what happened with like the JTE.
JTE wasn't there.
JTE didn't play at all in season 8.
Gotcha.
He hasn't really played.
But Demolanta lost to Ace. But it was.
So Allison,
shut up, Chris.
Allison, for some background, JTE hasn't really played since season 6. He had a bad accident right in the middle of season 7. Was it, Chris?
Sure.
Was it something like? And then he moved out of state. This is before they went digital, so he moved. He was gone. It became digital. They brought him back, and now here we are.
Gotcha. Okay, I vote JTE then too because it pisses Suge off.
Okay, don't Suge. I know, Suge. I know you're upset. But we'll talk more about this.
No, seriously, I have a real question. Who invited Allison tonight?
I invited myself.
Apparently, she invited herself.
As always.
I was at Ghostbusters.
Hey, I already took her off of Twitter. I'm gonna go take her off Facebook now. Block her.
Stop it.
I'm gonna keep her on IG because she does put up some good motivation to keep me going.
She does that all over the socials.
You did not unfollow me. You were so full of shit. I still got 75 followers.
What else is set in stone? Is there anything else set in stone? There may be new categories this year.
What's the moment of the year for you?
Oh shit.
Moment of the year is Damon beating Demolanta.
Oh shit!
I changed my mind as this one. You're gonna get so.
Is it Marisol? Because that lucky might be my vote.
My 3 is one of them is Marisol, but the other one is Demi winning the tournament, and then Andrew beating Alex.
Damn, you!
My moment. I think.
Hey, look at go back and watch that moment when she takes as a repeat, knowing she's gonna win.
Yep,
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we were all here when we did the Alex Damon and Andrew, and I was crying. I cried for that one. But Nikki's one really got me. I rewatched it the other day, and how she started crying, and I'm like, and I remember watching the chat. People are like, she might not know this, and I was like, no, she knows
because she knew it.
She knew she was going to Spectacular. So those are my top 3 moments. Marisol winning the belt, Andrew beating Alex, the first one, and then Demi winning the tournament. I think those, especially against Gold Leader.
A couple of my favorite moments are that one that you just said about Demi when she started crying because she knew she won, and then Josh Horowitz asking if he could go home, and then and then prior to that, Griffin Newman just pulling out a random jacket, being Pixar for like all the different ones he had backstage when he gave Josh Horowitz opponent's choice. I thoroughly enjoyed both of those moments. But that's just me.
I will say our chat the chat has a vibe tonight. Maybe it's just the back half of the show. There's definitely a vibe in the chat. I'll say that.
Because I brought it in. I said it out loud. I said what they were all thinking.
Allison opened the floodgates.
Look, I'm trying to get canceled by Roca.
All power to you. We are.
I know he watches these things. I can't wait to see what shit he talks about me now.
Yo, that's okay. On Outlaw Nation, he's like that Allison. No, but
this bitch Allison coming out of nowhere. Who the fuck does she think?
And
she
those
is?
those 3 brown dudes, like, you're supposed to back me up. You're supposed to back me up. But
you sat and said nothing.
Moment of the year, it's up there. I think, Shug, I will say this. It'll be a Di Malanta. It will be a Di Malanta. Who though? But Marisol's my dark horse. Like how C2A is my dark horse. Marisol's my dark horse.
I don't think she's a dark horse. I think it's her. That's a big.
I think her winning the belt was a really big thing.
I think a lot of folks are going to go back to Damon Di Malanta, especially in retrospect of this season. But Marisol winning. When I vote, if they let me vote, if I vote, I'm probably going to vote for Marisol, solely because like that.
What's the matter, Matt? You're not liking all the Roca hate?
I'm not saying anything.
And that speaks volumes. You're not saying anything is louder than you actually saying something, Matt. But I don't know if we can say anything else.
Matt's instantly regretting having me on here is what's happening.
Player of the year. A new team of the year is King Arthur.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Team of the year. The winner of the tag match is Spectacular. A lot of these things. It's
going to be depending on spec.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is great. Which is great.
Yeah, it's gonna be rad. Yeah. So next week when we do Spectacular predictions for the whole show, then I will show my hand on how I think the award's gonna go.
Oh, I was gonna say, please don't expose anything.
I will expose my ass crack like how Shug has on this very channel.
I did. I'm surprised that didn't happen Saturday. I'm surprised it didn't happen.
Expose yourself.
No, it was just my butt. It's okay. Allison, did you ever see where I wore purple tights?
No, I don't want to.
It was hey, you
ever seen Shug dance?
Yeah, I've danced too.
Twice.
Yeah, it's
I dropped it like it's hot.
He did.
And then he busted his knees in the process.
And then how long did it take you to get back up?
5 minutes.
I was up in a second, but the knees were not the same the next day. The knees were shot.
For me, here's what I'll say. Player of the year, if Griffey comes home with one of those titles, if he comes home with the singles title, especially, player of the year. If he comes home with at least one of those titles, player of the year, because you can't really knock 11-1.
I agree.
Valid.
I can see that.
You can't knock it, but Marisol is.
It's a lot of ifs, y'all. It's a lot of ifs.
Undefeated and has the belt.
And not doing well in teams.
Ouch.
She did great in teams. It was her partner that didn't do good in teams.
Ouch.
I'm talking about the record.
Adam Collins for the show. We love you, Adam.
Yeah, but
so if Marisol beats Griffey, she's single player of the year. I'm unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I'm not going to be here Monday, so I'll give my predictions in this process.
Oh yeah, sure. And no one, and Allison, Allison, if you want to be on our show next Monday, we're doing
Buck and Jeff.
Let me invite you for once, Allison. We're doing a Schmo Me the Real next Monday, and for all y'all watching, we'll be doing our Spectacular show beforehand because we were not all 3 of us. from Spin from the Reel are going to be at the show itself. So we will not have a proper show or Shimomi the Reel after that, for that matter.
I'm a clinical director, Boros. I'm getting messages about cancellations. I gotta respond.
Allison has a fucking life, and she's spending precious time with
Look,
hold on.
I just want to point this out. And I mess with Allison. She's awesome, but I actually
means every word.
She's a very, very, very important person. I talked to her about personal stuff and going on in my life, but I bust her balls because she could take it. But she does have a really important job. So
ain't she rad?
Other than that, she doesn't like.
I'm using my skills right now to analyze every single person's behavior. That's why I hate John Roca so much. Anyway, continue.
Okay, Allison, Matt, do spectacular predictions. And then we'll wrap. Shug, we'll do those next week when we do Shimomi.
Yes, sir.
So, Star Wars Player of the Year. Shug's gonna hate me for this, but it's Thomas Harper. If as long as he wins, it's Thomas Harper. If he loses, it can go to either Damon. I mean, not Damon. Either Demolante.
Give it to Molly.
Either Demolante. Either Demolante. I'm tired, boss. I've been up since 5.
Then do the spectacular predictions. Just do that.
No, because it goes in with this. Team of the year. Team of the year.
Bros, I didn't have a job for 2 months.
If King Arthur is able to knock off Shazam, they will not only win new Team of the Year, but they will win Team of the Year. Otherwise, it's just those two. It's Shazam or King Arthur. Point blank. It's A or B. There's no C, D, E, or F.
Mm-hmm.
Then
William Harold's cracking me up in the chat.
Rookie of the Year is Griffey Newman.
You said Rookie of the Year is Griffey Newman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Word.
I think regardless, when it comes to even if he doesn't get both titles, if he doesn't win, he's got
to win one.
You got to.
If he doesn't win one of those titles, it's whoever wins the Star Wars match.
It'll be a 2-horse race. Whoever wins the Star Wars belt.
I don't see how you can say he's Rookie of the Year if he goes 0-2 is spectacular, and then you have 2 rookies who beat
a rookie
some of the best players.
Oh, fuck,
and in the hardest division.
Like double-digit wins.
That's where if he sweeps the belts,
Chris, he already has double-digit wins.
Well, but if he sweeps the belts, though, he's like Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Singles Player of the Year, new team player.
He has twice as many wins as Nikki DiMolante. Granted, I know it's different.
That's what I was saying. If he doesn't win any of the belts, I go to the NCAA rules of strength of season.
Yeah.
Word.
And Demi has a stronger season.
Yeah.
Allison's all about that college football season.
Gucci, no matter how the season finishes, no matter how the season finishes, Gucci is the manager of the year.
I'll lock that too. I second that notion.
That team record is nothing to mess around with. Like Chris, you heard me all season harp on the points are BS, and right now I'm being vindicated in the fact that the team who has the best record finally is number 1. But it shouldn't have taken them this long to be number 1. It shouldn't have taken them to the end of the season to be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So,
backs, baby.
So yeah, and I think I knocked out all the awards in that. But
well, then give me your spectacular predictions. 5 matches.
Shazam.
Wow.
Roca.
Wow.
Boo.
I'm gonna say wow to obvious. Wow. Here we go.
Harper.
Ooh.
And Newman.
All right. Allison, give me yours, and we'll wrap.
I thought I was coming on Monday to give them.
Oh shit, you are? Let's do it. Then fuck it. Yeah.
Whatever. I got nothing else going on. I don't think I have anything else going on.
Why do we keep inviting her back?
This is the first time we invite her to let Allison.
Actually, no, that's not true. I invited her on Saturday.
This is the first time she's been invited on Spin from the
Road. But you know what's funny? What's funny? I know.
She told me she wasn't free on Mondays.
Look at. I know.
Normally I'm in. I got to do my Patreon. My nerds in suits Ben Bateman stream on Monday. So and you guys always meet at 8, but I'm good now, so it's all good.
Look at. I'll tell you this. Right now. A lot of people when I say I'm gonna do a hangout, people will be like, "Yeah, I'm down." I'll never hear from them. somehow Allison got wind that I was gonna do a hangout Saturday. She was on me. She's like, "What's
because
going on?
the theme was
Why are we not
me
just
up about it?
She messaged me about it.
There was-
y'all got a DM
There
from
was
Allison.
a
Like, what the
thumbnail.
fuck's going on? I'm
thumbnail
what?
on it, and I said, "Hey, what are we doing? I ain't got shit to do. Let's hang out."
I got
No,
CC on
but,
the email.
and then I get a
No.
message from her. She's like, "Shug, when are we starting this thing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm talking to somebody right now."
Yes, you said it was set
messaged
to.
me. She
It
messaged
was
me.
an
She's
hour
like,
after the time it was supposed to go
Yeah.
live.
I know.
based off
I was.
the
Sounds like it should've
Well,
been
you
the
you end up knowing why because I was.
I did.
in the-
No, for sure.
Yeah, I
she
was talking to
messaged me like, "Yo,
Shug's taking
can you
forever.
send
Where
me
we
the
at?
link?" I'm like, I have work at 6 a.m. I got nothing to do with
He's
this.
a what link?
Yo,
Bro, no, because you wouldn't. I knew about it from the group chat, but I'm like, I got nothing to do with this one.
I got
So,
I
my
got nothing but
phone-
time. There's nothing great, but there's nothing greater than being in your mid 30s and making nothing but friends on the internet over the last 7 months.
Like, that's a shit.
my phone. I had my
Yes.
phone on do not disturb the whole evening. The one time I checked it, the last notification I got was from Allison on Twitter. She was like, "Hey, yo, there's a stream on Watt tonight. What the f?" And I'm like, "What stream? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you?"
Shug just
And
took
then I
over.
go to Facebook, and then Shug's like, "Hey, we want to hang out." I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, like we're just. And then I was doing what I was doing, and then when I got
My
done with it,
boss.
what's going on? What's going on, PLD?
My love. Hi, bud.
I see.
She shat on you just a little bit ago. PLD.
I get
I
done
know I
with
did.
my
I
business,
never.
and Shug is still on, and like Larry Payne's there, Allison's there, Justin Burrows was there, AJ
Robert
Lancaster
Parker.
was there. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Maddie Gunner
Maddie
showed
Gunner
up later.
Maddie
Gunner,
Gunner
Clay was there.
Showed up at the
Parker
very end.
showed up.
Yeah,
Who else showed up?
and
I
y'all
don't
were,
remember
you
who
know,
showed
the
up.
bit I heard y'all talking about. Y'all were talking about boxer briefs or like boxers or briefs, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing? Like
Yeah.
what is
It went
going on?
sideways so fast. So
Like,
fast.
really
Shug
did.
like asked Allison, like, oh, like you were boxers? I'm like, what?
No,
the fuck
I
is going on?
didn't. I didn't do
No,
that. That was not
Larry asked me which one gets my rocks off more: boxers briefs, or whitey tighties.
I'm like, is this what I missed? Oh my god. Yeah, I believe the Rock.
Oh, he used my new call sign. That's fun.
Call sign The Rock.
Call sign the Rock.
Damn right, the Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, but
I got to work on my Connery impression now. The Rock.
Yeah, you do.
before we get out of here, a
Good
couple.
one.
Dude, that movie was on the other day, and then Armageddon came on. I wanted to watch
The
Armageddon.
Rock,
so-
Armageddon, back to back.
Yeah,
90s dream.
dude. Oh my god. Sorry, Matt.
Killer
Go
double
ahead.
feature.
Yeah,
Matt's like, I
Matt,
want to go to
please,
bed.
yes.
Yeah,
No,
I want to go to bed.
I'm not. I don't have to be. But before we go, a couple plugs. One,
Yes.
2 reviews dropped today, like an hour before this stream, and that is my review for Encanto and my review for Licorice Pizza. I can tell you, I really liked one of these movies and I loved the other. I'll let you figure out which one was which. Tomorrow, we have 2 more reviews dropping. Tomorrow morning, around 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern, you have the House of Gucci. I got some interesting thoughts about this one. Just tune in for it. And then at noon Eastern tomorrow, got the Hawkeye review. That's right, Hawkeye got the little preview screeners, and I'm ready to talk about that. I've been holding back on that, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready, and yeah.
Awesome.
And for those, just in case you're confused, House of Gucci is the review for the movie, not this stream, not this show. Like it's not. And I know someone mentioned it earlier in the chat. I think it was Corey Cameron. Shout out to him. But no, House of Gucci review tomorrow. This is a whole different thing. What you just got done watching. Thank you to everyone in the chat for hanging out. Whether you just joined us now or you joined us at the beginning, you heard before me. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Hit the bell when we go live. You get notified. It's not a review of Gucci's house. No, that's gonna come when we get back from Spectacular. We'll let you know how that goes, William Harold. We'll let you know. But yo, Allison, finally, thank you so much for coming on the program. Where can the folks find you?
Thanks for having me. You can find me on Instagram at Allison Salamone. You can find me on Saturdays, typically around 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, over on Mount Schmodown with the Schmoes of the North.
Right.
And like I said, Jesse's been up in here. We've been chatting. I'm going to be hanging with him and Sean Wingblade on a few things coming up. I don't know if I can really drop it yet because they haven't put like thumbnails out. But we're gonna be hanging, which is wild because they are up really fucking late.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that like this is happening is a big deal. So yes, that's really kind of it. And then wherever else I decide to invite myself on. So if you want to hang out with me,
Allison, you haven't told them about our new show.
What's our new show?
Shug and Alley, the new podcast coming out.
Shug Alley?
Sounds like a Disney Channel show.
It is.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
It's Disney plus 18.
Oh, it's Disney. It's Disney plus for mature audiences.
Exactly. You guys are great, and then you can find me on Instagram too, Allison_Salamone. But
yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of here. I'm riding the wave of all of this and meeting some incredible people, and I'm just having a fucking blast while it's going. So yeah.
No.
Yeah, Disney Triple X. That's actually Matt's review of
Joe, go to bed.
When that drops.
Joe, go to bed. Time. Too many Modelos, Joe.
Matt's review of Encanto is all Disney Triple X. So make sure you check that out when on the channel as you speak. But Shug, where can folks find you, bro?
Of course, people can find me at ShugKnight323 at Twitter, at TikTok, ShugKnight1323 on Twitch. When I do stream, I haven't been doing a lot lately because I've been busy with work and stuff. But we'll get back into it probably on the weekends.
Like I said, TikTok dances.
I do not dance. Oh, me and Chris did a sing along together.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's fun.
It was rad.
It was when we started becoming best friends. It was awesome.
That's when I realized it.
Might be doing the whole Friday hangout thing or Saturday hangout thing consistently. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I could get drunk like that every weekend, but we'll figure it out.
You do anyways.
I mean, you don't have to drink when we're in those streams. I'm just throwing it out there.
Come on, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. Let's not be dumb. And of course, you can find me on my channel, which I haven't. I'm probably going to start doing stuff on in after January, which is Shug Knight. I believe 1323. So if you could go subscribe to that, really appreciate it. And make sure to subscribe here. I might jump on. Matt, are we doing sports tomorrow?
Yeah, there's sports tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to jump on that to talk about my experience at SoFi Stadium. That is a beautiful freaking stadium. Let me tell you.
I'm so jealous.
So I might jump on to talk about that with Colin and Matt and talk some sports with them. Sometimes.
Should get sober sometimes.
I'm actually. You know what? I'll say it off screen. We'll talk about.
Shug's eye. PLT. Matt, where can folks find you, bro?
You can find me here all the goddamn time. You see all these reviews and shit dropping. I got sent the Beatles documentary today. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna have time to watch this. No,
poor you. You can't fucking preview.
I know, getting streamers all the time. God. I'm so jealous.
My God.
I had to watch
whoever sends Matt those screens, just stop doing it because he obviously doesn't like it. He obviously hates it.
Send them to me. I'll
send them to Allison.
I'll enjoy it.
But
I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate all the hard work.
Matt on Twitter. And with that, Chris, where can people find you?
Yo, per usual, at C Anthony Lopez on Twitter, C_Anthony Lopez on Instagram, on TikTok. I do that sometimes. At C Anthony Lopez, you can find me there as well. For Chris's sake, my offshoot pod that I have not invited Matt and Shug on, but Allison's been on. We talked about Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
And did you finish The Rocketeer finally?
I plead the fifth. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on my social medias. I do share.
I told you.
Allison, I'm going to watch it for you and only you when we get off this stream right now.
And then we're going to record for Chris's sake about it.
At some point this weekend, I'll holla at you. But yes, you can.
I want to be on there. That. What the hell?
That was such an awkward week. I just realized. Can we edit that out in post? Like, I feel
we don't edit any. We don't edit any. Yeah,
we don't edit anything unless Matt does something that we don't like. Which honestly, this will be edited at some point, probably. So, yes, you can follow me there. Apparently, from what I had some conversations earlier, we're gonna have a special wrestle reel coming soon, I guess. I don't know when that's gonna happen or if it's gonna happen, but I'll let you know.
Nick has something he's been dying to show you.
And I can't wait to see. I haven't seen Nick in a minute, but yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, like the video if you're watching this after the fact. Thank you. Leave a comment, let us know what you think. Schmo Me the Real special Monday next week. Regular start time. I promise. We'll start, or maybe we'll start later.
No, later because Buck too. Because you got to remember his West Coast
balls. 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern. We're doing Schmo Me the Real next week. We're doing our spectacular show, preview, predictions. All of us are going to be there.
I'm not going to be there.
I'm not going to be spectacular.
All the Schmo Me the Real guys, we will be there. It's going to be one hell of a sausage fest over there, but it's going to happen. And that'll be our spectacular show.
Spectacular in general for the most part.
Yeah. But Allison will be joining us. And obviously our boys, Jeff and Buck from Schmo Me the Money. And I don't know if I think we have a spectacular post show we're going to do, but it may be on a Tuesday, not on a Monday, because some of us are still going to be in Los Angeles on a Monday, but I got to fly back that night. So
you're going to be in Los Angeles till Monday?
Yeah, Monday night.
So are you coming over for dinner?
Yes. Follow us on Twitter at Spin from the Real and at WhatRealEnt for all the information. Matt, take us home.
And with that, folks, remember, spin from the real, not the peg.